Another one bites the dust.
Dust.
Another one
bites the dust.
And another one gone. Another one's gone. Another one bites the dust. Hey, gonna get you too. Another one bites the dust. That's right. We're back with another this week, and we got something really important. By the way, I'm James S. Cassidy, your sexy host for this week's NaruSaku podcast. I know you're all missing Steve right now, but oh well. You have to stick with me.
And I'm Bluestarsaber, the third most regular contestant of this podcast.
I'm 256, pretty new to the podcast.
Yes, 256. We tried to have him on one of the podcasts, but it didn't work out. The podcast got messed up, so we brought him back here right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I take it we'll have to go over how he became a NaruSaku fan again, just so that the audience gets to know.
Yep. So 256, hold on, we're gonna go by script here.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. Where's it?
Yeah.
So NaruSaku 256. Now that you're the first one of the new people on this forum, we all ask this question from every new member: how did you get into NaruSaku, and probably what is your favorite scene? Go.
How I started liking NaruSaku. It's a quite a bit long story actually, because one fine day I saw Naruto's Shippuden's first episode, and I was like, Sakura-chan is amazing, man.
She's so hot and sexy.
No, she's cute. And it was like, I'm an NS shipper.
Hot and sexy.
Well, she does have a pretty face. She has probably the most prettiest face in the manga.
I wasn't looking at her face.
Hey, don't lay your hand on her. She's mine.
No, she's mine.
No, fellas, we all know that she belongs to Naruto.
Oh, whatever.
Well, technically, actually, she's not really a prize. But...
I'm Naruto.
Okay.
So, this chapter caused quite the debates.
Oh, he hasn't answered the second question yet.
Oh, yeah, right. Sorry, my bad. I keep forgetting we have the second question.
What's your favorite scene?
Me? Mine?
Yes, you.
Yeah.
My favorite scene. I guess it may be Promise of the Lifetime. I've never thought upon this, but it may be Promise of the Lifetime. Or again, the CPR, obviously.
The Promise of the Lifetime was CPR scene, right? Is that what you said? Okay. Just making sure.
Actually, there are many scenes. Actually, I like the whole of NS. So you can't possibly say.
We're just asking which one's your favorite.
That Heaven and Earth Bridge in the grass village or something it was called.
That one
where
feeling.
Naruto goes 4 tails and Sakura runs for him and says, "I'll bring Sasuke for you," with tears in her eyes. That's the real Sakura we know.
That one special feeling in the manga that gives you that tingling feeling in your pants.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
All right, so shall we get going with this chapter because it's a doozy.
Oh yeah, this one caused quite the commotion.
That's an understatement. That is an absolute understatement. I mean, this is a bigger controversy than 615.
If that's even possible. But anyway,
it's not a bigger controversy than 615. People have made it a bigger controversy than 615.
Yeah, true. Because that's the fandom for you. They just ruin everything. Although I will admit, this chapter also made me super. I just got one more. Super hyped.
Super hyped?
Yeah.
I wonder if he's hyped. So, 675, which by the way is also titled Sasuke's Rinnegan, which that was kind of weird.
I don't know. Maybe it was just the manga, the translations being wrong.
Oh, it's actually in the chapter though. It's like on the page.
Maybe the translator, maybe the ones who translated it got wrong. Who knows? Maybe it's like a sort of number 2. Because some manga chapters have been named number 2. I mean, they've done it with Bleach. Actually, it can last up to 20 chapters being the same, like the last. I think was it the last or was it the decision? I mean, and no, it was that's Bleach. But Naruto, it has had some chapters with the same name.
Okay. Well, this is Naruto. This is not Bleach. This is otherwise I would be doing the Bleach podcast, but we're not.
That'd
Oh,
be
you
enough.
do Bleach podcast too?
No.
No, besides, they would last way too quickly due to the fact the chapters don't always have that much
And if I
content.
did One Piece, we'd be here for 2 years straight. One big hell of a podcast.
13 years, actually, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Naruto started in 1997, right?
No, that was One Piece.
I mean that's what I read on internet. I guess it was on Wikipedia or
It
something.
started in Naruto started in it started in 1999.
1999. Okay.
15 years. Almost.
Yeah. Not bad, I would
So-
say.
Yeah.
13 years for a girl to move from crush. Oh, that's quite a long time.
Yeah. One hell of a writer's cramp. One hell of a like hand cramp.
Well, technically, for the past 4 years, we've been having the same day we're having the same day for the entire timeline.
Yeah, for 2.5 years. Almost 3. This is the same day.
But
Wait. You mean Naruto's birthday hasn't still come?
Well, we have no idea. Well,
It's still night.
Well, and we don't know if it's gone past midnight yet, so that's a mystery. But who knows?
It's like
Oh,
Dragon Ball
boy.
Z, heavily cinematic time.
This is perhaps the only time when the timelines of Naruto has become like Dragon Ball C's. Pretty much.
I think this
Yeah.
Obito and Madara battle has surpassed the Frieza battle. What do you think?
It probably has. I mean, it started around like 599 or 600, even longer than that. But but hey, that's also due to flashbacks.
Yeah. Frieza said she or he, I don't know what it is actually. He said he will take 5 minutes to destroy the Namek, and it took almost 7 episodes for her to destroy the Namek. Him, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, should we get on to the chapter?
Well, he meant galactic minute. Anyway. So 675. We're still having a debate about this to this day. We're still trying to wait for the Raws in this one, but we're going to go by Manga Panda because I personally feel that Manga Panda is the closest to what it actually is.
True. You
I
can
don't
never
know
what
trust
it is.
manga stream.
I don't trust Magna Stream because they tend to be biased sometimes, and they have heavily altered scenes, and it's evident when their translations don't match up with anything else. Forget Viz Media because they absolutely suck. Their translations are not even close.
To have the best translations of Naruto. That's just never gonna happen.
And there's like one manga. There's all these different translators. I like Manga Panda myself because I feel it is the best or most accurate, with maybe like a 2 to 5% margin of error.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, so we start out like last chapter with the upper half of Madara throwing his rod, exposing his rod to Sakura.
I think Sakura then notices, I believe she notices it. But before she has any time to react, Obito uses one last attempt to say, last use of his, the last time we've seen him use the Sharingan yet, use camera to teleport out. Which kind of caused some probably groans because Sakura ended up saving, and people complaining, damsel in distress. Even though
I don't care.
I honestly don't. What? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I honestly didn't really see it as a damsel in distress. I mean, she wasn't helpless. She reacted, but we didn't get to. But before she got to do anything, she was saved. Personally, I don't really care who saves who. It could be a guy saving a girl or a girl saving a guy.
Same here.
Well, not to mention that Naruto and Sasuke were just damsels in distresses like not too long ago. So was Guy.
I don't know. It's just that due to society with constant girls being saved in video games, media, comics, superheroes, mangas, blah blah blah. When a woman gets saved, it's gonna cause an uproar.
And if she fights for herself, she's a lesbian. Because apparently women are
Wow.
not supposed to be strong.
I don't know. No matter what you do with women, they're gonna get,
Yeah.
bull crap.
Probably.
It's a joke, 256.
Yeah, got that.
So we got the Kamui portal opening up, and Sasuke and Kakashi are like, and here comes Sakura, just dematerializing out of the thing.
Sakura.
May I point out she said Kakashi Sensei first before saying Sasuke-kun.
Yeah. And I don't know why people say, like, oh my gosh, she said it in such excitement. No, she said it in surprise, because she wasn't expecting Sasuke to be there. You know, if you leave the dimension...
You know, more than... Sorry, you can continue.
No, go ahead.
More than her reaction, I find her face funny because it was quite frightened look she gave. Like, oh, Sasuke-kun is here. Like, I gotta flee from here.
Well, he is a bit of an ass.
Well, of course.
He
tried stabbing me!
2 times, precisely.
Yeah.
And he still hasn't apologized.
Oh,
He
yeah,
won't.
by the way,
He
Karen still
never
got that
apologized
apology.
to Sakura.
Yeah, in fact, I hear that Sasuke gave Karen one of the deepest amounts of apologies you can get in
From the
Japan.
very bottom of his soul, he apologized to Karen.
And I think Sushi once put it down on the Sasuke Karen debate front, some kind of word, I don't know. But, I don't know,
I'm telling you, it's a reason, because Sasuke Karen is supposed to be a pairing. It's supposed to be like that, okay? It makes sense. Otherwise, why didn't he just let Karen die when she had the chance to?
Even then, he was a bit reluctant to kill her. I mean, with, like, Kakashi and Sakura, he wouldn't even hesitate. Naruto, I think, no. At the same time, he wants to kill him, but at the same time, he doesn't, I think. I think Sasuke does care about Naruto, but just at those times, he also has his,
Jerk face?
I guess, fine, we'll call it that. Anyway, the moment when Kakashi starts talking again, Sakura immediately goes back to... Sorry, you're doing the thing.
No, I'm just clearing my throat.
Right. Anyway, the moment after Sasuke gets surprised, Sakura goes to Kakashi to check out his eye and inform him of the situation.
What? You mean Sakura didn't automatically run into Sasuke's arms confessing her love right then and there? Who'd have thought?
Honestly, she completely ignored him except for the surprise reaction. Anyway, Sakura starts to inform Kakashi of what Obito taught her while trying to, like, heal the wound that just got ripped out.
Yeah, so we got, so Kakashi's like, how about Obito? Manaru went there using Kamui, blah, 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 blah. I don't really want to do the voices. This is more of a Steve's thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, apparently Sakura then it goes to the flashback of Obito telling Sakura that he needs the eye destroyed, and if Madara gets his hands on it, he'll become even more powerful, because when both eyes are together, that is when they are strongest. In fact, Madara might even be invincible. Well, he kind of died. He came close to dying a few times, but mainly against Guy. But still.
Guy really kicked his ass.
Yeah. Well, this whole invincible thing. How many times have these villains say, "I'm invincible, I'm invincible," and then they get their ass kicked?
They're probably just gloating or bragging or trying to, demoralize the enemy.
Of course, there is such a thing called and get a dictionary for this, children, a hyperbole.
By the
A
way,
hyperbole?
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, I need a dictionary.
An over-exaggeration of things. So, Madara would be invincible.
Isn't it supposed to be a figure of speech, right? A hyperbole.
Yeah.
No, it's an over-exaggeration.
Yeah, well, this
it's
is
a
the
figure of speech.
Sadly, when it comes to fandoms, they take every word too seriously. Although, not that you should. I mean, you should take some words seriously, but when it comes to bad guys, they're just bluffing and that. Unless they're being really, really nasty and doing something really evil at the time.
Yeah. But villains always have this problem with, I'm invincible, nothing can stop me, and that's right when somebody stops them. Okay, that's the typical villain thing. It really is. No one can stop me now. I am invincible. None of you can do anything against me. Then here comes Superman out of nowhere, supercharged, and just punches everybody out.
I'm reminded of Daphros. Nothing can stop this! Nothing! Sorry.
Oh boy. What was that?
You know, when it came to the journey's end, you know, from the Doctor Who 2 part, you know, when he was declaring the end of the universe. And then suddenly the Doctor, second TARDIS reappears. The second Doctor comes out, sap, and then Donna does, you know, you've seen the episode, I'm sure.
Yeah, I have.
I was trying to imitate that. Sorry, it's been a while since I've seen it.
So what's interesting about these pages, we actually get Obito explaining why he couldn't plant the Iranigan in both of his eyes.
Because he says even he cannot control their power combined.
Yeah, but one eye alone can give you so much of a power boost.
Yeah, though it seems to only give him a few of the Sage's techniques, such as being able to control 6 paths, tailed beasts. I think that human path, I don't know, the one that sort of rips out a soul, you know, the one that did to Shizune.
I wonder how Nagato could control both the eyes. Because,
Well,
I mean,
I think it's mainly due to, it's possible that the Uzumaki clan might also, while being mainly related to the Senju, might also have some Uchiha DNA in them.
I'm just going to assume it's because of the Uzumaki blood, and it's basically descended of the brothers.
Yeah, and their life force.
Yeah.
They have the best life force out of the clans, but next to the Senjus with wood style.
Okay.
So then Sakura has this is probably like the scariest panel I've ever seen Sakura. She has this this ultimate fear and chill come over her entire body, and Kakashi's like, "What's the matter?"
Well, she was terrified of Madara before. I mean, she forgot to breathe when she saw him in his god mode when he went up again, when he went to get, to Black Zetsu. And when he ended up fighting Kakashi, Gar, and Minato, who still has no arms.
Yeah.
If we're gonna lose one Edo Tensei, it's probably gonna be Minato.
He has no arms and he's full of holes now. So.
Unless Naruto that's spoilers for later.
Well, actually, Minato started regenerating his arm. If you guys see carefully.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
Both his arms or just one?
No, just one. Which he lost using Senjutsu. When he used Senjutsu.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't even
if
see
you want,
that.
you can have a look. Yeah, seriously, you can have a look at that.
Oh, well, we'll look at it later.
It's because I haven't seen him since when the 8 Gates fight.
Yeah.
That was an awesome fight.
So now we got, again, this is funny because 4Life actually said this, just the torso of Madara floating in midair and grabbing Obito in the chest.
What if that means Madara's, bottom is still in back in the real dimension?
Yeah, kick his nuts. He's gonna be coming to a big surprise when he comes back. So then we got Madara explaining he says...
He actually has his hand in Obito's chest, similar to the heart.
looking for something.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what Sakura felt. I don't know. So he's like, the curse seal I made on your heart has vanished. How did you remove it? You shouldn't have been able to wound yourself. And we actually go back some time ago when Kakashi and Obito were in the Kamui dimension and
having that final fight.
Yeah, having that final fight. And Obito actually explains that I had Kakashi stab it and remove it. It was in the way when I was trying to become the Gyubi's Jinchuriki. I could have died, but still, I don't want to follow your orders. So it's kind of interesting that, literally, Obito, could have actually dodged Kakashi's attack, but he chose not to, just to destroy the seal on his heart.
In order to become the Jubi Jinchuriki.
Yeah, so that's how I take that.
That explained a bit of why he lost the fight, because people were complaining about that, and now we got an explanation.
Yeah, he purposely did it.
And I think people are still bitching about that.
Oh, they're bitching about everything. I'm not even gonna. We'll get to that one. We haven't begun on this one yet.
Oh yeah. And then I believe Madra says, "Funny how this happened. It's something how it happened."
Wait, he did a Mordekaiser laugh. Wait. You actually did exactly what I wanted. No, even more. What's so funny? It was a curse seal for puppets. If someone tries to remove it from their body, it will restrain their movements. You apparently knew that, Obito. Thanks to the seal I made on all of you. Dun 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 dun. You shouldn't have been able to commit suicide either. You were important pieces for me after all. All of you? That's Obito. Man, I'm fucking this up, ain't I? Where's Steve? We need him in here.
I'm a bit curious. Besides the one he named as a piece, I wonder if he did it with the. I don't know. We'll get to it once we reveal who he did it to.
So, yeah. So, Madara continues to explain. It's a funny coincidence that both of you removed it the same way. And then we get one of the most ultimate reveals in this chapter was full of reveals, wasn't it? So we got this
particularly with Obito.
Yeah, so we get this ultimate reveal and actually I'm not surprised about this. I jumped up for joy, like I knew it.
I kind of figured it was as well when people brought it up, and I was wondering. It turns out Madara planned Rin to die.
So now that Obito knows that Madara killed Rin, so do you guys think he'll go all Super Saiyan 4 again?
Oh, I'm waiting for him to go Mint Berry Crunch on his ass.
I'm waiting for him to go Master on Rassilon. You know, End of Time. You guys seen End of Time, right?
Yes.
Where just when the Doctor pretty much sends the Time Lords back into the Time War, Rassilon goes like, "You'll die with me, Doctor!" And he goes like, "I know." And then the Master goes like, "Get out of the way!" And then he saps him with saps Rassilon with lightning. He goes like, "You did this to me! All of my life! You made me!" Then goes 1, 2, 3, 4. The number of the noise in his head that Rassilon has put in his entire life. I can actually see it going down like that if Obito's still alive.
Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff.
Stephen Moffat.
That was the best. Anyway.
Yeah.
So Madara explains that he purposely took Rin, he had Obito, but he wanted to corrupt Obito, so he found out that Obito really wanted Rin, that he really liked Rin, so he purposely went after Rin, stole her, infused her with one of the bijou, put the seal on her heart, so that eventually the seal would eventually cause the bijou to release like a time bomb, literally.
This makes me think. You think it was actually Madara that Kisame met, not Obito? Because remember...
No, that was Obito.
Ah, really?
Yeah, because if you remember, from the way the time is that Obito didn't start gathering all these resources until after Madara kicked the bucket.
Fair enough.
So yeah, so we got this great scene that basically, and a lot of people are complaining about this because it feels like that means like no villains in the show ever get are held responsible for their actions. But anyway,
well, Obito was kind of like a chapter or two ago by Sakura.
Yeah.
I mean, but that happens with nearly every frickin' series. It's with Star Wars, I suppose Harry Potter does, I suppose One Piece to some extent. Bleach. Well, actually, Aizen did get trialed, but that pretty much happens in nearly every series, right? With a bad guy that gets redeemed. Sorry, go on. I was not doing. I did not think this well, did I?
I
What?
Okay, so Dragon Ball Z is what I like to call the black and white anime series. It's the villains are always bad because they want to be bad, and the good guys are good because they want to be good. There's really no gray area or no like, well, I got corrupted over the years, so I became a bad guy. No, it's always been, they've always been pretty much black and white. With Naruto, everybody is a gray area. Even the good guys are more or less just a lighter shade of gray rather than a darker one. And when it came to this series, like, I'm not surprised about this, that Madara manipulated everything at this point to the point that Obito's whole life has been a lie, that Madara purposely been pulling the strings at. Really? I've been saying this for a while now. Nobody believed me.
I actually thought it was possible. I mean, even Kizame thinks that this world is full of lies.
Yeah, I mean, the only villain in this entire show that actually was a villain just for the sake of being bad was Deidara. That was it. Deidara just wanted to blow everybody up because he thought an explosion was art. That was it. He's the worst bad guy. And I don't mean worse as in bad as in he's a bad, like, he's unskilled, but, like, he's the worst bad guy as in, like, he's the most evil because he just wants to blow shit up.
You forgot about the Sound 4 and Hidan. Kazu, I think, can be to some debate, and the Gold and Silver brothers.
They're not villains. They were henchmen.
Okay, fair enough. What, including Hidan?
No.
What about, and I suppose you could say Black Zetsu is just pure evil, because he's just, Madara's will.
Kakuzu liked money. He then just wanted to live forever, so he killed people for the sake of it.
I think I think the data books did say he was once a loyal ninja of the Hidden Waterfall village until they punished him for his failure against assassinating the first Hokage.
Yeah, so nobody is basically a bad guy just because they wanted to be, or because they thought being a bad guy was fun. Except for Deidara. Deidara was just like, I just want to blow shit up.
Although I think he was ridiculed in his village as well, but who knows? But never mind. But anyway, but this isn't really the Silver Age where bad guys were just bad guys. I mean, even today in modern societies, like Batman's villains, they're all grey.
Yeah, well, I've come to the point about this where it's like people are just like, they want villains to be bad, but they don't want them to be so bad that they're just bad without reasoning. And then when you give them reasoning and then you don't agree with that reason why they become bad, this becomes the point of, oh, well, there's just some excuse to, like, forgive them. Well, it's not their fault that they're bad. They just became bad because of they're victims of circumstance. Whatever.
Well, technically, we have only ever seen Naruto forgive the villains. Nobody else. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's still people in the village that hate Nagato. Everyone still thinks Itachi's a scumbag. We don't know how they will react if the truth of Itachi's ever revealed.
But Itachi wanted that.
Yeah, that's exactly how he wanted. Which I think is probably a good thing, because I know a few people who really despise Itachi for what he did to Sasuke.
No, I'm despising Sasuke for what he did to Itachi. I'm gonna listen to my brother. Itachi's great. I love Itachi. Itachi's my brother. I love him. He's so strong and everything like that. This little cartoon with the Spike is my pal, kind of thing. But instead of like actually, okay, Itachi, what did you want for Sasuke? Well, I wanted to do all this. I wanted to take the bullet for both my village and for Sasuke's sake because I wanted him to have a normal life without this crap. The Uchiha were corrupted, Konoha was corrupted, but I wanted to make a difference. I wanted to end that corruption by choosing a side. So he chose Konoha over it because he felt Konoha was the right choice.
And the lesser of the two evils.
Yeah, and the lesser of the two evils.
Actually, one of the decent characters.
Yeah, and Itachi tells Sasuke, I just wanted you to have a normal life beyond this. I didn't want this whole Uchiha thing to end with you, to begin and end with you. I wanted you to make something different out of it. And what does Sasuke do? Spits in his brother's goddamn face every fucking time he does something.
Although, to be fair, Itachi did have a plan to try and force him to, stick this path. If Itachi himself also realizes perhaps he should have gone to Sasuke in the beginning.
But that's why but that's why he wanted Sasuke to hate him in the first place. He wanted him to be the villain, so he didn't fight anybody else. You know, he purposely. I mean, I'm not saying the planet is perfect, because it's not. There's many problems and many holes, that things that could have changed. But at the same time, after Sasuke learns the truth, why didn't he just follow what his brother wanted at that time?
Exactly, that's my point. Instead of following his brother's ideals, he wanted revenge for that.
Well, there is also due to the influence of Obito kind of making it seem Uchiha more innocent and the Leaf more bad, but you could say that. Let's see. And
well, that just looks more on Sasuke, because that means Sasuke's stupid.
Well, that...
You're gonna listen to Obito over your own brother, even though you're sitting here saying that you're doing everything for your brother?
There's also the fact that if Sasuke just recently killed Itachi, maybe... And there's still anger inside him. Perhaps if he learned the truth a bit later, he might have gone back to the village.
Okay, but I think one point I'm trying to make here is that Sasuke is not a victim of circumstance. Every choice he has made beyond what happened with Itachi has been his own choice. He's done everything that he wanted to do his own way, and I don't feel sorry for him. Everything the bad that has happened to him beyond the point of Itachi is his own damn fault.
Well, it looks like you found one villain that isn't sympathetic.
Oh, I want Sasuke to die. I hate him. 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 I hate him.
I hate that guy. Oh, you can go on. Sorry.
I'd rather. I suppose I don't really want him to die, because then that would be just it for the Uchiha clan, and
fuck him.
Oh, come on! You know they're not all bad.
The only one who was good was Itachi.
You forgot about that. Shishu and Obito was good into Madara's corruption.
Okay.
Who knows? And besides.
So let Obito live and Sasuke die. Everything works.
Yeah.
Except, Obito's not going to survive, because you know what happens once Black sets in.
I don't know. Naruto could bring people from dying.
Hold on.
Even I thought about that.
Let's wait until we get to that part. Anyway, where were we in the chapter? Oh yeah, Madara revealing that he planned Rin's death with the Mist Village, right?
Yeah, we basically have a Star Wars thing here. I wanted you for the dark side, so I killed the love of your life and made you corrupted.
Come to think of it, when I read the chapter, this has reminded me so much of the relationship with Palpatine and Anakin. Although it's unknown if Palpatine sort of manipulated events to get Anakin's mom killed, or gave him a vision.
The dark side is so powerful, you can even stop death itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he did definitely exploit his fear of Padme dying, although I don't know if he planned his mother's death or gave Anakin those visions, although I think fans have guessed that, theorized. But anyway, we have Obito shocked.
You did that on purpose.
Uh-huh. And Madara said something very interesting, I believe, about how Obito was, kind, he always helped people, and that is why he was perfect, given that if he was to become corrupted, he would come to despise the world. I think he was going on about how the most innocent can become the most villainous. Something like that.
And if they can't do it naturally, then you'll make them become corrupted.
I think that's kind of true to some extent, because I feel like depending on the circumstances, if someone full of all this positivity and joy and stuff then learns of all these dark realities and stuff happens to him, he's going to probably hate the world the most, because it's all turned out to be a lie or something. Every good thing he knows is a lie. What? Sorry?
No, go ahead.
It's kind of like with Anakin Skywalker. You know how he was in episode 1, it showed him as a kind young boy who loved his mother. He wanted to become a Jedi to free the slaves. As time goes on, he learns that the Jedi aren't as nice and amazing as he thinks they are, how they start performing attachments, how they don't trust him. Let's see, he's not allowed to love, and Palpatine took advantage by being like one of his only real friends.
I actually think Anakin took that the wrong way. I'll be honest with you.
Which way, and what?
Like, Jedi are not allowed to love and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, the Jedi did make it seem that way, don't you think?
Well, they kind of said they're not supposed to be possessive because you don't really possess anything. You don't possess people. They're not possessions. They're just people that live your life with you. Love is one thing, but thinking you own people is another. That literally is slavery in a sort of way. And I think that was the point they were trying to make. I mean, they probably said it wrong, but I think that was the point they were trying to make, and Anakin took it wrong. You think like, oh, well, I can't have anything? No, you can have a lot of things, but you can't sit here and pretend that you can control all of it.
Yeah, I suppose.
Because you can't. You can't control. Like even with the death thing, like, oh, you're afraid of people dying around you, but don't be afraid of dying because dying, you can't control it. Stop trying to control it because it's not something you are able to control.
You know, I believe in the Clone Wars episode, the last story arc with Yoda, I believe it revealed that Jedi believe that when you die, your conscience merges with this all-powerful
You become one
force.
with the Force.
Yeah, you kind
one
of...
with the Force, you become.
I think it was trying to...
I
think it was kind of telling. It was kind of I think some saw it as... Once you do that, you lose all individuality, you cease to exist, or something like that. And it doesn't matter if there's no heaven and hell, I guess. It doesn't matter if you're good or bad, that's going to just end up happening to all, something like that. I suppose. Does that make sense?
Itachi said something similar to that, to Kisame, like, you know your real self when you're about to die, or something like that.
I don't think it's the similar concept, but apparently, from what it sounded like, no matter what you do, good or bad, you always end up going to the same place when you die in the Star Wars universe.
To hell! No.
Become one with the Force. I suppose that kind of... I don't know, but anyway. We go back to Team 7, right?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, we get this deep explanation that Madara's basically pulling Obito's strings the whole time, making him... He's basically a puppet. He's been a puppet the whole time.
Well, everyone's a puppet of someone. I mean, Kabuto and the Sound 4, the Team Dosu were puppets for Orochimaru. Let's see, the Akatsuki members and Nagato were puppets for Obito, who in turn was a puppet to Madara. So pretty much every bad guy is someone's puppet, even Zabuza was to Gato.
Yeah, so, like, we have this weird thing where, like, Madara's Obito's eye and Obito's Madara eye, like, kind of do a clashing kind of thing. I'm not really sure how to explain that one.
Well, whatever happens, we have to find out next chapter, but anyway.
Yeah, so Naruto's, like, sticking the rods in the shadow clone. Okay, it's not a shadow clone, but I call it's the shadow clone. It's not a shadow clone, it's the shadow clone.
It's pretty much sealing the shadow that appeared in the other dimension. The same technique he used on... It's the same one used against the tail beasts.
Huh?
What?
I mean, me and Scott discussed about that limbo thing, like how that sword pierced that limbo.
I don't know. I believe it was first used against the tailed beasts before Madara used the chains. I believe that was the same technique he used against the tailed beasts. You know, when the two tails saying, "Watch out!" and then they all got "Pah, pah, pah," before getting chained.
Yeah, they got pelted.
Yeah.
These rods apparently just nullify chakra.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to just like either like just nullify it, whatever they come in contact with, and only something that can actually will these things can be no effect by it. So you have to be like.
Well, when Pain used them on Naruto, his tailed beast transformation did manage to break them out. So maybe tailed beast chakra.
Yeah. So you either have to possess the Rinnegan or which controls him, I'm guessing.
Or Ten Tails power, or Tailed Beast powers. Who knows?
Yeah.
Hmm.
The natural abilities, but
Or
anyway.
maybe even Sage mode, because that is kind of Tailed Beast power in some sense.
Yeah. So Naruto knocks the Limbo clone down and like literally says to himself, "I'm leaving this to you." Yeah, no problem. I got it.
And then he rushes off to where his team is. I believe Sasuke. Wait, no, but I think Sasuke tries to warn Naruto not to let his guard down. And then either then goes to Sakura, who is healing his arm, trying to heal Kakashi's wound. Then he then puts his hand on Sakura's arm. Well, I think Sakura reacts to Naruto and Naruto says, "Sakura, let me try something." And this is what probably caused the biggest controversy in the entire manga, in the entire chapter. Naruto puts his hand, the one that has the mark on, and afterwards Kakashi's original eye has been fully is fully seeing now, which has caused perhaps the worst controversy of the entire chapter. Like I said.
Oh my god, here we go.
Pretty much people saying, "Oh my god, Sakura's now useless. Naruto has become like a medical ninja, blah blah blah. What the heck, Kishi? You've just made her totally useless, blah blah blah." It's not, I don't know, it's just so many things. I'm still kind of just waiting for an explanation. Sakura was and I think we'll get that through Sakura, because she did kind of reacted and kind of curious of what Naruto did.
It's like, no way. How did you do that? Well, he's like, well, it's kind of hard to explain.
Although I don't think Naruto knows medical ninjutsu, but he seems to can be able to restore things to what they previously were. I think maybe if that's still around. Like, with Guy's chakra and heart, he was sort of restored that to what it was before it went out. And technically, did we ever see Kakashi's eye pulled out, or do you think it was still there the entire time? Just Obito's Sharingan was there in the front.
Ow, that sounds painful.
I don't know. But I'm not entirely sure if Naruto can regrow limbs. I don't know. We don't really know if we can do that yet. I'm still waiting to see the drawbacks and limitations of this power. Although I did hear that the Japanese got annoyed. The Japanese fans even got annoyed with this power. Some calling it Jesus-like. I'm just waiting to see what happens. And I also think this has got something to do with... This is kind of similar to how with Hashirama and Tsunade with Naruto and Sakura, but I can talk about that later on. We go back to discussing the chapter.
Yeah, what do you think, 276?
256.
That's the joke.
Actually, I don't think it's similar to the medical ninjutsu, because that is not a medical ninjutsu. Restoring something which is lost is not a medical ninjutsu. Medical ninjutsu is repairing something which is partially lost.
So, do you think it's like more related to the creation of all things technique? Being able to
More
create
or
something
less.
from nothing?
More or less. Like he says that he took a part of Kakashi Sensei and then like something. I can't really put it like.
We kind of need an explanation, and we do get explanations, because we got explanations why Obito got himself stabbed, why he lost to Kakashi. We got explanations about what truly happened with Rin. We're gonna get an explanation for this, even if it's gonna take like a couple of chapters. Or maybe 40.
This actually kind of reminds me of what Superman Prime did. I don't know if anybody's read that one.
No, I don't, but you can...
Okay, Superman Prime in the future, when he spends like 10,000 years in the sun, he basically becomes God. And one issue, it's in the future, by the way. In one issue, he wants to recreate Lois Lane, but he can't do it without her DNA. So an alien race actually gives her... he actually has a part of her DNA and literally recreates her from that DNA. He doesn't create her out of nothing. He literally has to have a sample of what it is he's trying to create, as long as it's a sample. And probably, I'm wondering if it's the same concept of this one, where he's not really like healing. He's just recreating what was lost using the genetic copy of Kakashi.
You know, this kind of
Like-
makes me
like-
wonder. Oh, sorry, go on. Go on to 5, 6.
It's much like stem cell therapy. Like you create something using stem cells, but you don't actually heal the part.
You know, this makes me wonder if this is going to be a power Naruto and Sakura are going to use together, because technically with Naruto's recreation and Sakura's medical ninjutsu, they can technically save anybody.
Sakura, help me! I have cancer. Naruto comes. Done. You're good.
Mhm.
That was fast. And no radiation poisoning? Nope. Holy crap!
This might be what Kishimoto's setting up, or he's either setting it up similar to with how Madara mocked Tsunade's lack of healing medical ninjutsu and compared it to Hashiyama's healing abilities. I'm not sure. Wait, Hashiyama knew medical ninjutsu, or was it just? I don't know.
He could do medical. He literally could do medical ninja. Basically, what Tsunade can do, but without hand seals or seals of any kind. He literally can do it without it, and it was considered the fastest regeneration because Madara explains that that's how Hashirama was able to beat him so easily.
You know, I wonder. That does make me wonder how Hashiyama died, because he did die. Although I wonder, did
He
Madara?
died in a battle, I think. Yeah, he died in a battle.
Yeah, because I think no matter how powerful you are, you're eventually going to end up dead, because with the third Hokage, even though he fought 10,000 Iwa shinobi, he ended up dead. The second Hokage took on 12 Cloud Ninja, and he ended up dead. I think no matter how powerful the individual, they are going to eventually die when it
Well,
comes
they
to
do
Naruto.
have a finite chakra reserve, so
Yeah. Well, do you think Naruto has a unlimited amount, or do you think it's just that he has...
no, it's just so massive.
Yeah.
That's all it is. I mean, even Madara doesn't have an infinite chakra reserve because, as obvious, like even he could be damaged or take too much damage to the point that he can't immediately heal from it. He has to have time to do so. So maybe that's the secret to killing him. He's just got to keep putting pressure on him until his body just gives up and just can't reform.
Because come to
back.
think of it, Naruto has had time to restore his chakra a lot of times during out the war.
Yeah, and Sakura has restored his chakra too.
And yeah, that reminds me, you think Sakura's chakra has been restored?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because she can still use medical ninjutsu, who knows, maybe Naruto restored her chakra, but that's another debate, I guess. Another theory, anyway. Then we go on to this sort of funny Team 7 moment, nostalgia moment let's see, Sakura asking Naruto about this ability Naruto has, and Sasuke complaining about Naruto not paying attention, and Kakashi's just looking. Although, the best thing is, even though it's like the old days, instead of Sakura being only interested in Sasuke, she's now only interested in Naruto.
Was it really meant to show that how things have changed? Or was it just coincidence that she was ignoring Sasuke and talking to Naruto, unlike the first episode?
I think it's sort of a bit of both. I think showing that things are still the things of Team 7 are going to be always going to be similar, but things have changed. They have changed. And I must admit, I didn't like Kakashi's face. And then we go to Kakashi's thoughts of each team member. He first goes to Naruto. I believe he says Naruto. He remembers. He flashbacks to Naruto's goal. I believe Kakashi.
He flashbacks to chapter 4 to be
Yeah.
more precise.
Yeah, I have to say, I think Kishimoto has redrawn that so many times that it's actually looks completely better, because I compared the current chapter with the chapter 4, and I have seen him draw it many different times that it's become much better drawn.
Well, I mean, compare the chapters now to when he first began. It's like a difference in quality. After a while, he just got more detailed, and the lines were straighter and stuff like that. So he's definitely gotten better in terms of artistic style.
Mm-hmm.
And we're about to get to another most controversial thing out of this, and I'm going to tear my heart out in
Hold on.
explaining this.
Hold on, I haven't said that.
Even I
Kakashi-
need. Yeah,
I
even I
haven't.
need a chance
I
to
haven't
hear.
really said that. Kakashi says that Naruto is going close to becoming Hokage, and that like that. Of how much he's changed.
Well, he's basically thinking. He basically goes back to chapter 4, where he asked him, okay, what is it you like? What is it you don't like? What is your hobbies and dreams and stuff like that? And basically, he's making a rundown. He's looking at Naruto, who says, I like ramen. I like Ichiraku ramen, and Iruka Sensei treated me to, even when Iruka Sensei treated me to it. And I want to be Hokage. I want to surpass Hokage, and I want people in the village to acknowledge me for once and not be this reject like everyone sees me as.
Can I speak here?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's my theory on it. I came up on the spot on this. Like, just as you're Sparta, right? Sparta 3G. Hello?
No, Bluesaber.
Bluestarsaber.
Yeah.
Like you said that Kakashi was looking like bored or something.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not like he was bored. He was actually seeing how the interactions have changed between their team.
Yeah. Did I say bored? I meant annoyed. Sorry.
Like, he just remembered the first day when Sakura just concentrated on Sasuke, and now she's all lovey-dovey with Naruto.
Okay, now we can get to the controversy to a bit you want to say, James.
What?
We go to Sakura's flashback. We go to Sakura.
Well, then we go to Sasuke, and he's like...
Actually,
Sasuke's crap.
we haven't done Sakura yet. And
Well,
how...
Yeah, well, he goes to Naruto. He thinks about Naruto first and looks at him. Then he thinks about Sasuke, and Sasuke's like, "I hate everything. There's not really anything I like."
I think he changed it to Sakura this time. He put his thoughts to Sakura next after Naruto and how.
No. It's right. I have it on panel right here.
Oh, let me check. Hold on.
He looks at Naruto.
Are you referring to chapter 4 or the current chapter? Hold on, let me check.
I'm referring to the current chapter. I'm just saying this is alluding to chapter 4.
Hold on, because I'm pretty sure he thinks of Sakura next. Hold on.
No. He thinks of Sasuke next.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Sakura.
No, it's Sasuke.
Hold on, let me just check. Let's see, it should be like page 13, maybe.
16.
16. On 16.
Want to bet $10 right now?
No, I'm not gonna bet money. I mean, you made a fortune off of the Obito stuff. Was that Steve?
No, that was me.
Hold on. Okay, you were right. It was Sasuke.
I'm $10 richer.
Although he thinks of Sasuke flashback. Though he immediately goes to he doesn't really get it. Though Sakura's he comments on Sakura first. That's kind of why I got confused. Sorry.
Yeah. So he thinks about what Sasuke said, which is like, I hate everything. There's not really much I like, but I want to get revenge on somebody and I want to kill them. That's basically Sasuke's motive. Now he thinks about Sakura and she says, well, I like. And here's a more interesting thing. He thinks about Sakura and she says, well, what it is I like, the one I like, or should I say my dream to, and she doesn't really finish the sentence, but we all know what she's saying. She likes Sasuke, she wants to be with Sasuke, and her dream is to be with Sasuke. At least that's what she wanted in chapter 4. And then Kakashi doesn't actually recall, and it's never on panel, what she dislikes. And from chapter 4, we realize that she said that she dislikes Naruto. That's what she says on panel.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny that Kakashi doesn't even bring that up. And then
maybe that's what triggered his memory. Like he said, there's a much difference now and then. Maybe that's what triggered his memory, that she disliked Naruto now, but just see their interaction now.
Exactly. But, I mean, we're going, and then he looks at Naruto and he says, you have surpassed the Hokage, and now everyone deems you as a hero and acknowledge you as one, but you still want to become Hokage. You still want to be this leader. And it's just amazing how far you've come. Then he looks at Sakura and he says, and this is the Manga Panda translation, because I know people are gonna, say, well, that's not what it says on Manga Stream. Okay, this is the Manga Panda's translation.
But
okay?
There's not much of a difference between Manga Panda and Manga Stream's translation. They both say the same thing.
Although
more or
Manga
less.
Stream is being a bit more biased to it, I think, trying to
Yeah,
make it a bit more
and
ambiguity.
don't listen to the fucking SasuSaku fans. It just so happens they have the only Raw that was from the Chinese version, and they just altered it. I mean, that really just so happens.
Can you really trust a pairing fan?
They just go full retard, like full retard mode on.
Can you actually trust a pairing fan to not be biased? I mean,
You just went full retard.
I mean, even you can't really. You have to find someone that's neutral when it comes to both the pairings and the characters.
Yeah. So he says about Sakura. He says, and Sakura, I reckon your feelings for Sasuke have changed since that time. Have changed since that time in Chapter 4. And even if you still like him, it's probably a different feeling.
It's a platonic feeling now.
Yeah. So, okay. So, part 1, she was madly in love with Sasuke. Part 2, Kakashi, who was there for Sakura's confession, who was there many different times throughout Sakura's life, who was there when Sasuke attempted to kill her and stab her and stuff like that, says, you have changed, Sakura. You don't have these feelings.
And he's still a medical teacher to her.
There's an interesting point which Naruto Firefox Uzumaki brought up, as in during the confession when Sakura said that she loves Naruto. Kakashi's thought was, Sakura, you ... That means Sakura, you really love Naruto.
Yeah.
If you see the confession right.
Yeah. So he continues to say, you still have feelings for someone who tried to kill you. Now, automatically someone goes, oh, well, that means she still loves him. Okay, how can you still love someone and yet change those feelings? Oh, it just means she loves him more.
You know, I believe for Neverworld called... Well, hold on. Afterwards, you still have feelings no matter what...
Hey, that's not even the limit of SS fans. They said that when Sasuke tried to stab Sakura, her feelings for him deepened. Like, what?
What?
Seriously?
Even Karen was pissed off of that. In fact, she's still pissed off that Sasuke stabbed her.
Yeah, they literally said that when Sasuke was stabbing Sakura, her feelings for him deepened. Like, we can contradict them by saying that you stab your girlfriend and see if your feelings deepen.
I want to know what these people are smoking, because I want some. Apparently it's some good stuff.
Even Karen is still pissed off about the stab. Well, at the moment, she's kind of forgotten about it, because Sasuke's life was in danger. But there's no way she hasn't even still forgiven Sasuke.
No, she did forgive him when he did.
No, she hasn't forgiven him.
Yeah.
She hasn't.
And Kakashi finishes his thought about Sakura saying, no matter what happens, you're unable to cast away the one you liked. Liked, ED, as in past tense.
And the one cast away means that you cannot literally abandon the guy.
Yeah, and still think of it as your duty to save Sasuke from the darkness. You're a kind girl. Not, you're a kind girl to still be in love with him after he's tried to kill you several times. More like, you're a kind girl that even after Sasuke has done all this shit to you, you're still willing to forgive him and try to save him.
Darkness. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Although I believe some people, and this is pretty much YouTube reviewers, pretty much for Neverworld called her gullible.
Oh, well then what does that make Naruto?
Naruto is not gullible, actually. You can say he's naive, but he's not gullible.
I mean, basically, it's basically come down to when it comes to Sasuke, Naruto and Sakura have the same exact feelings for Sasuke now. It's their teammate, their best friend. They want to save him from the darkness that he has gone down.
They're not foolish. They know what he's capable of, and they are cautious. I mean, Sakura is perhaps the most rational member of the three.
Yeah, and if Sakura is gullible for being like this, then I guess like Naruto is just a Sasuke fanboy for all the stuff that he does, you know?
I'd say Naruto would be more gullible, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, I mean, here's Naruto, like every single day he's sucking Sasuke's dick somehow. I gotta save Sasuke. I gotta do this for Sasuke. I gotta do that for Sasuke. He never stops thinking about Sasuke.
Well, that's not entirely true. I mean, while he has done a lot of focus on Sasuke, he has also done a lot of focus on his other bonds, like the ones with Jiraiya, Minato, Kushina.
Well, I could argue that Naruto has stopped his own life for Sasuke. He could have been Hokage by now.
You can see about it this way, because Naruto's main goal is to stop the hatred from spreading, and right now Sasuke has most of the hatred, so to stop him, he has to bring him to the other side.
Yeah, but
You
what's
can see it
that?
like that.
But what's stopping him from confessing his love to Sakura? Because of
He's
Sasuke.
remember. Well, that's because it's also due to the fact he does not feel yet worthy. I mean, Sasuke is not just Sasuke. He wants to save Sasuke for many reasons, not
But
just because.
But doesn't that make him gullible? Doesn't that make him even more gullible?
No, I don't. Let's see, gullible. I don't think Naruto's gullible. I know he knows what Sasuke's capable of. He will find a way. That's what Naruto does. He's always found a way with Gaara, with Tsunade, and has. Okay, has 256 gone offline?
I don't know. He'll be back.
All right. Anyway, he found a way with Nagato. Let's see. He knows what Sasuke is capable of. He is prepared. He's not gonna. Let's see. Where am I going with this? I need to think carefully. Let's see. Now.
But he never forgave Nagato.
True.
He never. He even said to Nagato, "I can't forgive you for everything that you've done, but I'm not gonna kill you either." But here with Sasuke, he's gonna forgive him for everything that Sasuke has done or attempted to do.
Well, we're
Really?
not. I don't know. We're not entirely. Well, it might be due to favoritism, but we're not entirely sure what Naruto will do after.
I'm just saying that for all the sins that people are blaming Sakura for, Naruto is 10 times worse when it comes to it. I'm just saying like every single time people want to criticize Sakura, what she does, what she thinks, what she is, like all these other characters have been 10 times worse and nobody has said anything. Oh, she's always going on about Sasuke. So is Naruto. Oh, she's always fangirling over Sasuke. Well, in part 1. Oh, well, Hinata was fangirling over Naruto this whole entire time.
In fact,
been doing
Sakura
nothing
stopped
but fangirling.
fangirling in the tuning exams.
Yeah, and it's just like oh, it's always heavily criticizing Sakura no matter what she does, and yet everybody else gets a free pass from it. No matter how many I got pissed. I had veins popping in my head after like Naruto in a recent chapter. It's like, me and Sasuke are best friends. Well, Sasuke doesn't think like that. Sasuke wants to kill you.
Well, I think Sasuke does consider him a best friend, but he also thinks that no, that's the reason why he needs to go, because he still doesn't trust his bonds. I think he even acknowledges their friendship in part 1. I know you hate. I know you have some issues with part 1 on friendship, but still, they also had 1,000 years of lifetimes with their friendship.
Hello? Hey, what happened?
I don't know.
That's on you, man. You have to figure that out.
Okay. Anyways, so where were we?
We're talking about how Sakura's getting always being heavily criticized by every single fucking person on the goddamn Naruto fandom, but Sasuke gets a free pass on all the shit that he does. Naruto gets a free pass for all the shit that he does. And everyone else gets a free pass.
Just because they did not like the first impression they got from her.
Yeah,
it's more of for her, most of the NH fan base hates her because she cannot. I mean, Hinata cannot replace her in Naruto's life.
She's pretty much the biggest obstacle they have. She is their greatest threat.
She is an obstacle which Hinata can never overcome. Never in her life.
I'm not saying that Sakura doesn't do bad things or wrong things, or because she is a flawed character. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that she's guiltless of it. I'm just saying why is so much heavy criticism on whenever Sakura makes a mistake, but when every other character makes a mistake, people just hand wave it like it was nothing. Oh well, Naruto Sakura's going on and on about Sasuke. Well, one, she hasn't really been going on and on about Sasuke, and that's been Naruto.
She's more going on about Naruto, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's been Naruto the whole time that's been trying to keep Sasuke into the group, and Sakura even has several times tried to push Sasuke out of it, or even doubted it. And it was Naruto who convinced her that he needs to come back into the group.
I mean, she's even been more focused on her other bonds, like with Chiyo, with Ino, with Sai, with Tsunade, Shizune.
Well, Naruto needs to come in contact with all the bonds that he's had with everybody but Sasuke. Because, no offense, but Gaara, Shikamaru, Neji, and several other people have been better best friends than Sasuke has. and yet he just says nothing about that.
I
Dude,
don't.
Neji just gave your life for you. Just gave his life for you, and you say nothing.
No,
Will be
actually,
in
he
my
did
heart.
thank Neji. Remember, he did thank Neji. He always
Yeah,
thanks
for
his friend.
5 seconds, and what
And
did
he's-
he do?
I-
Go
And
back
he
to
still
Sasuke.
hold on. He also still remembered Neji when he had that talk with Obito, and whenever he was remembering all those who died for him. Neji is still in his mind, but
Is it just unfortunate that Neji died before Naruto got the power up? Because now he can literally make anyone alive.
I
Oh,
hold
no,
on.
no.
I don't think he can bring people back to life, or well, he seems to. I'm not entirely sure if he can stop. Well, I suppose he did kind of stop the guy.
But he could have stopped Neji, right? Because when he
I'm
got
not
pierced,
entirely. It depends. It depends. I'm not entirely sure, really.
Neji was impaled by several spikes, like
I'm not
destroying most of his body, so I don't know.
We don't really know. I mean, we still don't know the full extent of Naruto's abilities and its drawbacks, its flaws. We don't know. We don't know. Besides, let's try not to find plot holes or problems when there's not.
Oh, I already got a big plot hole with Naruto not using his powers for Obito, but that's a different story.
We have to. We still have to wait. Well, we still haven't gotten to that bit in the manga yet. But
Yeah,
anyway,
and anyway, I'm just saying, like, you know, if you're gonna hold it against Sakura, you're gonna have to hold it against everybody else. If they make the same mistake, if Sakura, you just can't show favoritism to one character or another, and like excuse some other things, but then hold another character up to everything that they do, and it's wrong. I don't even do that with Sakura. I hated the fact that she fangirled Sasuke in part 1, but that doesn't mean she doesn't change from it or made it better.
she did improve, and she's pretty much the only girl that fangirl that's actually improved. I don't.
Yeah, and what about Karen?
I
Don't you
don't.
think Karen's a little bit worse for it?
Well, I don't consider Karen fangirling. I think that's her actual affection. But Karen has also called out Sasuke and his bullcrap. He has done that. She's pretty much the only girl that has that does have a big crush on him. Well, actually, it's become love now. But
But that's not the point. I'm just saying.
right.
I'm just saying, like, stop holding everything against Sakura and actually, like, if you're gonna hold something against Sakura, hold it against Naruto and Sasuke and everybody else that does the exact same thing. Or Obito,
It's just their
people holding everything against
personal
Obito.
bias. Nothing else I can see.
You know, although it's always been a bit of a problem with all of Naruto's lifetimes, because, I mean, Hashiyama was always trying to get the bond back between him and Madara, and, well, we don't really know with Ashura and Indra, but Ashura might have always tried to get back his brother's bond that he had with Indra, if they had one. I'm not entirely sure, because they always had a clash.
Yeah, well, all I know is that Obito is not the only person that based their entire life around one person.
I mean, that's pretty much happened with nearly every, well, I suppose nearly every person. Although,
Jiraiya, Sasuke, Hinata.
Hinata?
yeah, Hinata Naruto. Although true, granted that
I won't count that as love. Hinata and Naruto, that's more of an admiration sort of thing.
She based her whole life around him. Like, basically, I could sum up Hinata with just saying Naruto.
Anyway.
That's it. That's Hinata right there.
even with
And Fanny?
even though let's see, I mean, every character in Naruto has one character their bond they focus on the most. With Naruto, it's Sasuke and Sakura, and to some extent Iruka and Kakashi, Gaara, Naruto, Lee, Guy and Neji, Guy, Lee, and Kakashi.
Yeah, so why are they forgiven of all their sins, but Sakura isn't?
Ino's mainly focused on her team, and Sakura. Let's see, Sakura, Sasuke, and Naruto, her team. Even her female mainly Tsunade. Tsunade, I suppose, she focused on various individuals throughout her lifetime. First her brother, then Dan, then Jiraiya, then Naruto. Chio was more Sasori. Let's see, Dedra.
I think we get the idea.
Yeah. And I will say even Dedra had an obsession with Itachi.
Yeah, anyway, we'll move on.
I think you can sympathize with Dedra the most when it comes to Uchiha's.
Yeah, well, again, I'm gonna be fair here and say that everybody's fucked up in one way or another, and you can't really hold everything against Sakura like that. Otherwise, I guess nobody is a good written character in that case.
I mean, it's a world. I mean, the ninja world's been shown to be messed up. I mean, come on. Even Haku had things.
I mean, these guys are 14 years old and they're going to war. I mean, how messed up
16
is that?
actually. 16,
Technically,
17.
Whatever,
16,
14,
yeah.
16, whatever, you know.
They are of my age.
Heck, Hashiyama fought when he was 7 years old.
Yeah. So
There's
no
no-
wonder everything's messed up.
There's no way you can completely compare real life to the world of Naruto when messed up stuff like that has happened. When messed up stuff like that hasn't happened like hundreds of years,
Yeah.
or maybe a century at least.
So anyway, moving on. So now we got Kakashi, and by the way, yes, this is Kakashi talking. This isn't not Sasuke saying, "Oh, you're a kind girl, Sakura." No, it's Kakashi. Okay, I've had people say like, "Oh, why did Sasuke call Sakura a kind girl?" I go, "No, he didn't. This is all Kakashi's thoughts."
That's
mean-
completely out of character for him.
He doesn't even give Sakura much attention, although he might eventually apologize once he's redeemed or once he's a good guy again, a proper good guy.
And we use that term loosely.
And then he goes on to think about what Sasuke's goal is now that Itachi is, what he wants to do, and then he asks Sasuke about it. And then
Yeah,
and then this is the first time Sakura puts her attention back to Sasuke ever since she saw him arrive on the battlefield. And she did mention that Sasuke wants to become Hokage, but it's something else.
And we have actually a reinforcement of Sakura's distrust in Sasuke by asking Sasuke, "You said becoming hot. You said you wanted to become Hokage. Well, what's the real meaning behind that?" And Sasuke doesn't give an answer.
And Naruto's also curious. And then it comes to the next page.
No, he's not. I guess he's not curious. I guess he knows the answer.
Anyway.
mean,
Alright.
no, or what I meant to say was, he probably knows Sasuke's evil intent.
Alright, fair enough. Anyway, this next panel, I'm surprised this didn't cause controversy, because given that it caused controversy when the Sage was brought up, Kakashi goes like, "It might be destiny that Team 7 is once together again. Sasuke, if you don't want us to tell us what you're actually thinking now, it's okay. However, the fact that we are once Team 7 doesn't change, correct?" Anyway, he was asking Sasuke a question, but I'm surprised the destiny thing didn't cause any controversy, because people keep on bitching about how, oh, Naruto's ruined because it still does destiny divines, all that stuff. Did that make sense?
I think people are taking the destiny thing a little too far.
I don't think. Well, I suppose. I believe what Naruto. I think what Mr. Kishi or Naruto, or the message of Naruto's trying to say is, there may be a destiny, but you can change courses throughout it. I mean, even if your life is set, you can sort of choose which paths you go, how you get there, and that. What do you think?
Sort of like how Kishi's writing this novel. Oh, I know where I'm going. I just have to figure out how to get there.
I think that's, I suppose, true. I must admit, I think there are some things he could have done better, but I'll get on more to that after when when we finish discussing the full chapter.
He's only human. But we have basically all three of the Team 7 members just staring at Sasuke, and he's like, "What?"
And then suddenly Madara goes like, "He's coming." And he then asks, "Do you remember the first mission snatching away the bells? You haven't gotten my lesson right." And Sakura goes, "Yeah." And Sasuke goes, And Naruto goes, "Of course, teamwork." And the chapter ends with someone teleporting someone from the Kamiya dimension coming forth. We don't know who.
I would laugh so hard if it's Sabito. He just
That's
flops
a possibility. I could possibly see Black Madara sending Black Setsu in to take care of them for a while he gets his other eye in. I can see that's a possibility. Anyway, I kind of think it would be kind of cool if they were all wearing the same uniforms, Team 7, because, two in the vest. What? I'm sorry, what was that? You were going to say something? 256?
The same uniform thing. I find it funny.
How come?
I just don't know. I found it funny.
Alright. I kind of think it would have looked cooler if they were all wearing the same uniform. I don't know, because then they would look like a true combat unit team or something.
Of course, Sasuke still looks like a stripper. And I swear, I love that one comic where like it's like the first scene of well, in the anime, anyway, not in the I don't know in the manga, but it was the first scene in Shippuden where you see Sasuke and he goes right up to Naruto and is about to stab him, and like the comic has it where Sasuke just stops and goes, looks down, and there's like money in his pants, and he looks at Naruto like, what the fuck? And Naruto's like, Sasuke, if you're gonna dress like a stripper, I'm gonna treat you like a stripper.
Anyway, so I think this is the best chapter we've gotten since 631, although people will probably disagree, as we've probably seen in the discussion thread.
Actually, the funny thing is, this probably is one of the greatest chapters because of how much controversy is brought up, whether good or bad. You know?
31, that reminds me, their comment, the girl who is a friend, girlfriend.
Yeah. My biggest issue with scenes like that, and again, 631 bringing it up, is even if we had the raws, even if you had the actual translation, no matter what, people are always going to manipulate it.
But the
better
girl
suit
who
their-
is a friend, like,
It's like Kishimoto
Yeah,
has to
because
say, this is what I was saying. This is the only way how you can say the scene happens.
Yeah.
You know.
The-
Unfortunately, sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
Unfortunately, people I think are following too much in the death of the author troop. You know that troop, right?
no,
Have you heard
once
of death of...
people
Death of the-
created a commotion saying that Kishi did not portray Sakura's confession correctly. It's quite ambiguous. And now when he says the things correctly, people still argue about that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It kind of
I
gets
think
annoying.
it's-
Like,
I think it's something to do. I think TV Troop calls it a death of an author.
TV trope. Yeah.
Yeah.
Death of an author. That even if the author is still alive and says, actually, I wanted to portray it as this, the readers will actually sit there and say, shut up, you don't know what you're really saying.
I think it was
This is how you really meant to interpret it. It's like, what?
I think it's kind of like what I think it's something J.R.L. Tolkien, the Lord of the Rings author, kind of caused when he said his book was not an anthology. But anyway,
Yeah, and like these authors are trying to say, well, actually, I wanted to portray it as this, and there are these fans that just don't want to listen to them. And I'm sorry, but and I know a lot of people that are actually listening to this right now, which funny, but it's just if you can't even take the author's word for it,
I
screw
think,
you, you know.
well, in today's pop culture, it seems when a franchise like Star Wars and Naruto becomes so big, they're beyond the author's saying, beyond their control. It's the public. It's kind of like that because they say it's what the public's kind of like, you know, majority over the small group. You know, kind of like what Naruto said against Obito and Madara when the shinobi forces arrived. You guys remember that, right? Or am I not making sense?
Of course we do, but for those listening, why don't you explain it to them?
Okay,
yeah.
and like, you know, at the chapter after when the Allied forces arrived, Obito and Madara, let's see, Obito and Madara were still saying their usual bull crap, and Naruto went on like, you know, when it comes to discussion, it's usually something about the majority. When it comes to discussion, it's usually the majority that comes to favor as the valid opinion. Although Obito and Madara kind of brush it off by saying, we'll discuss that after everyone's eliminated, something like that.
I still did not get what you wanted to say.
Hold on, let me get the chapter up. God damn it. Let's see, it's chapter 112, if 612, sorry. You know, the Shinobi Alliance Jutsu.
No, that's fine, but really, what point do you want to make?
I'm trying to...
Can you state it a bit straightforward?
I'm trying to say is that when it comes to... It seems to that nowadays, when it comes to, like, opinions, what's the right thing? It comes to the majority that's right. It's always going to be the majority, not the minority. No,
Oh well.
that's
Guess
not
I'm a rebel.
That's not really true. If the majority was always right, then we wouldn't have all the messed up history we have. I mean, majority voted for Hitler, and look what happened to the world then.
Well, there is such a thing as history is written by the victors.
Yeah.
Which is always biased to the victors. They always make it seem like they're the lesser of the villains, which they could be just as much of the villains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For all we know, all the Greek gods might have been the real jackasses, and the Titans were the good guys.
Well, I mean, like it's like the Nazi thing that you brought up with Hitler. Like, believe it or not, Hitler was actually correct in what he was believing in.
His philosophies were right, but the way he executed them was wrong.
Yes, exactly. Thank you.
That's anyway. What Naruto says, I don't care about that. In my opinion, there still is. And that's a few pictures of random shinobi. Madara calls it, it's useless to argue over during a battle. Let's get this over with. And Naruto says, when people have different opinions, you should apply the majority rule. What do we do? And Obikozo goes like, nice proposal then. We will decide after exterminating everyone. That's what's kind of trying to say with the chapter.
I'm sorry.
I wonder, did you not hear what I said?
Sorry?
No, we heard you.
Yeah.
I just think it's wrong.
What, to say your opinion over the author's?
No, yeah, actually. I think that if the author says, I intended it to be like this, we have to take it like that. You just can't make up your own thing with it, because it's not our story.
I mean, pretty much. People want an explanation, but when they don't get the one they want, they defy it. They just rebel, blah, blah, blah. Humans just do not like being wrong.
Yeah.
No, but if you got to see those people from their point of view, I guess they're right, because it's quite a hard blow to the fandom, and it's not easy to digest that.
I'm sorry, what?
No, if you got to see the comments they're making, I mean, you're talking about the SS fandom, right? Like, they're contradicting what the author said, right?
Yes.
So if you got to see from their point of view, they're not that wrong, because it's quite a hard blow to the SS ship. So it might be that it's hard for them to take that. It is hard for them to take that.
I don't have a problem.
Look, if they have if they want a clearer explanation, they got one, and they're still not happy with it. They keep, yeah.
Whether you like it or not, facts are facts.
Yeah, that's right. But what if it was Ennis over here now?
And that's what?
What if the blow was intended for Ennis? What if the same thing would have happened to Ennis? I mean, yeah, we would have gotten over that, but still, it's like, not everyone like us.
I would have disliked it, but I would have accepted it. It's
Yeah,
the same
exactly.
way.
That's what I'm saying. That we would have accepted that, but not everyone is like us.
Well, too bad. I'm sorry, but too bad.
No, that's fine.
You either accept the stuff that goes on, or you just completely bitch about it, or just leave.
I'm gonna quote Jack Sparrow on this one. There are two things in this world: what a man can do and what a man can't do. So you can either accept that your father was a pirate, or you can't. And a good, so it's like, so it's the same thing here. You can either accept that Kishi says that she was being honest during her confession, or you can't. You just can't, and there's no amount of evidence.
That confession thing, it was brought up millions of times on the forum, and still it's not clear.
Yeah, and especially 540, but I'm not even gonna touch that one anymore. I'm tired of touching that one.
I mean, it was touched innumerable times. I have lost count of that.
Yeah, I can't explain it anymore. I go, if I could show you all this information and you still won't believe it, that's your fault.
It's like Naruto has to say. It's like Naruto has to say, "Okay, I believe that you love me. I believe No, it has to be. It has to be that just to get to people to shut the.
Even then, they wouldn't shut the up. I mean, look at the Harry Potter pairing fan base, where like J.K. Rowling just said, well, in hindsight, maybe putting Ron and Hermione together was a bad idea. And it raised it was like taking a baseball bat and hitting a hornet's nest.
I lost so much respect for J.K. Rowling. If you say she's done anything stupid, it was that. It was bringing up a conflict that happened so many years ago. In fact, I think some Satara and Katara fans still go at each other.
So this will never end. This, even if, like, even when Narasaku becomes canon in the end, and I'm 110% sure about that now, even when it becomes a canon, people won't accept it. They'll bitch and moan and complain about it. Well, that's not right. Kishi wrote the story wrong. It should have been like this.
What I'm more worried about is the things they're gonna call Sakura. I can't imagine how they're gonna.
Well, then I'm gonna say this right. Fine. You know what? If they're gonna talk shit about Sakura, then I'm gonna diss their precious goddess Hinata. She's useless. She's pointless. She doesn't do anything right. She causes more problems than she's worth, and she's an absolute fan.
What? What?
They're literally calling. Oh, you can continue. Sorry.
No, they're literally calling her what?
They're calling her whore right now.
A whore?
A whore.
Sakura has never even... Oh, sorry.
I don't know the whole deal with it. Like, what has she done that they're calling her a whore?
Sakura has not done anything... She hasn't even done a fan service thing, except, well, unless you count the fact that she kind of flirted with Naruto. But that's pretty much the only time when she was showing off her femininity.
You know what she's done to... You know what she supposedly has done to deserve such a comment? She didn't get with Sasuke right off the bat, have sex with him right then and there, and left Naruto with Hinata.
I thought it's kind of weird, because people say they hate her for being obsessed with Sasuke, and here she is, not being obsessed with Sasuke, even giving him hardly any attention, and they're still not happy.
They're never going to. But people in the
why
world, you're
Sakura?
never going to be happy.
What?
But why Sakura, Paul?
I don't know. I think it's the first impression. You know, humans are like in first impression.
It's the number one question I've been asking this entire fandom. Why? Okay, what is it? Because she's a tsundere? There are tons of more tsunderes in other manga that are just worse than her. I keep bringing up NaruSaku from Love Hina, who's 20 times worse than, Sakura ever could be, and yet everyone loves her. I don't know.
I kind of think Nami, from One Piece, while she's a tsundere, well, One Piece doesn't do any romance. In a sense, she's got more selfish personality than Sakura due to her greed of money.
Sakura has a selfish personality?
No, I don't really think Sakura's not really selfish anymore. I'd say Nami...
She was in part 1, but in part 2, no, I refuse to believe that.
I mean, Nami is still a bit selfish when it comes to money. I mean, true, she has some good qualities like caring for children, but when Luffy gave all the money to, those Big Mom henchmen in Fishman Island, she kind of whacked Luffy just for giving all the treasure away and not keeping a single piece.
Hinata's selfish.
Even she herself admits she's selfish, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sorry.
You can say that because every time it's I. Like
what
I said
I want to do with Naruto. What I want to do with Naruto. What I want to do with Naruto. That's basically all she does, is what I want to do with Naruto.
What about Naruto?
And Sakura is always like, we.
No, it's not even we. It's always Naruto. It's rarely we. It's Naruto. Naruto's feelings first. What Naruto would feel.
And
what Naruto would do.
And sometimes we, when she's referring to not just her and Naruto, but with everyone else.
Yeah. So basically, Hinata's even worse than Sakura. Yet she gets all the sympathy in the world, and Sakura's a bitch.
Oh, just because they had the silly first impression.
I mean, no offense to you, but I don't think it's the first impression.
Yeah, true. Yeah, you guess you're. Yeah. No, that's one of the reasons. I suppose it's one of the reasons.
Yeah,
Because
it might be one of the reasons.
I think other reasons could be because of what the anime studio did with the two characters, with their filler arcs. God, those were awful. And some other reasons. Some might just genuinely just don't like Sakura, but
I
and
really don't understand. Is it that we are reading a different manga than them, the other people? I just don't get it. Why they curse
Yeah, we're
Sakura so
reading the
much?
real version.
Itachi, it's kind of like what Itachi said, how people see the reality they want to see instead of the truth. Even Aizen said that. I can't remember the quotes, but Aizen and Itachi kind of said the same thing. When it comes to reality, people will see like the illusion of truth as the real one. They will like choose to see this one, and they refuse to see the real truth.
Yeah. If you get to see Itachi, most of Itachi's philosophy are true for real life too. Like most of Naruto's philosophy, for that matter.
Right. So anyway, should we get to there's two options of who's coming out of that portal. One, Obito, or two, Madara.
I guess it's neither. I mean, yeah, it can be both of them, but I guess it's something else. It's not how it looks. It's not that simple.
Yeah. I think we're gonna first it seems like we're first gonna get some teamwork from all members of Team 7. I suppose you could say it could be a warm-up fight.
That depends on who comes out of the portal first. It's gotta be a direct fight or a warm up and then fight.
I think it's most likely going to be Madara, but I would laugh if it is Obito.
No, I'm not talking about Obito here. I'm talking about Kaguya.
No, well, I was talking about the portal.
Yeah, I mean, she is inside Madara now. So it might be that Madara come out with Kaguya having control of him, or it might be just Madara.
Okay. Anyway.
So,
Did anybody notice the hypocrisy that the fandom has gone through this chapter?
sorry, can you repeat?
Has anybody else noticed the hypocrisy that has come with this chapter of the fandom?
Can you put it in more simpler terms?
Okay, so let me put it this way. Part 1 Sakura was always debating how Sakura really felt about Sasuke.
Yeah.
SasuSaku and Naruhina fans would constantly say that she was truly in love with Sasuke in Part 1. We always saw it as a shallow crush. The NaruSaku fandoms, that's what they saw it, as a shallow crush. That's what we considered it as.
Yeah.
Yeah,
go on.
Now this chapter comes out, and they're saying like, oh, this chapter actually reinforces Sakura's love for Sasuke, and saying that, oh, it just means that she just really, really loves him now. She really wants to be with him now even more than ever. And I'm like, but Kakashi said that she changed her feelings. Yeah, she changed it to be even more about love. I go, so then what was she feeling in Part 1? Oh, that was just a shallow crush. But you said there was this entire time that it was pure romantic love, the whole thing. So how could it go...
Seriously, they have 4 secondary brains. That's all I can come up with.
So basically, everyone's just manipulating information to better suit what they want to believe in, and it's like, what is the real information? This is why I'm taking so many interpretations with a grain of salt, because I'm trying to think, like, what is the context of the scene that's going through right now? And the context is Kakashi's making a comparison of his students before in Part 1 and how they are compared to now, and Kakashi saw that Sakura really loved and cared about Sasuke and wanted to be with him. That was her dream, to be with him.
But now she no longer has that dream.
Yeah, and now he makes the comparison that right now that she is no longer that Part 1 Sakura. Her feelings have changed. She still cares about Sasuke, as does Naruto, but it's no longer that fangirl love kind of thing. She sees him as a teammate, as a friend.
Her dreams now, I suppose, are probably surpassing Tsunade, being the best medical ninja she can be.
And Naruto.
Let's see.
For that matter.
Let's see. Bringing Team 7 together, and of course, helping Naruto in his goals.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. I would say that what Kakashi said was ambiguous if he did not have the flashback to Part 1. If he did not have that flashback to Part 1 to establish what she was before, then yes, what he said probably would have been more ambiguous than we are taking. But because he makes that comparison, because he doesn't mention what Sakura disliked, and that was Naruto, because he completely omitted that, it has to be taken that one way. There's only one way to really take it.
But won't it be still clear that she was now away from Sasuke? Like, she was alone with Sasuke. It was just Kakashi, but yet she went to Kakashi. And when Naruto came, it was all Naruto from her. It was all Naruto in her eyes. Sasuke wasn't there.
Anyway, as for the three relationships she has in Team 7, well, of the original Team 7, I'm not including Yamato and Sai, Naruto is the best. Kakashi, she still has... they have problems, because Kakashi has been a neglectful teacher to Sakura. True, he did teach her chakra control, but besides that, not much else, besides trying to reassure her and Kakashi apologizing about being a bad sensei. And there's Sasuke, who has broken her heart a couple of times.
Yeah. I mean, Kakashi just, I feel sad for Kakashi because he's failed a lot. He didn't really teach Naruto anything. He didn't, he helped, but he didn't really teach him anything. Naruto had to figure things out for himself.
I mean, no offense to you, but I still deny with you here. He taught Naruto Rasen Shuriken. He devised a whole fucking technique for Naruto, a new technique which no one had used before.
Mm-hmm. I think even the Japanese give Kakashi this much credit. This criticism. They say he's like the worst teacher ever, or something I hear.
It's debatable because it wasn't Kakashi's idea to add the wind to the Rasengan. That was actually Minato's original idea. His mentor.
No. What I'm saying is, it was Kakashi who trained Naruto for Rasen Shuriken. I mean, if it wasn't for Kakashi's technique, Naruto wouldn't have still mastered it. He would still use the normal Rasengan.
What technique?
Rasen Shuriken.
I think he means what if it wasn't for Kakashi's training plan.
Yeah. He got me.
Let's see, anyway. So, with Team 7 about to battle whatever comes out the portal.
Yeah, but he didn't teach Naruto how to actually make the Rasen Shuriken. He just taught him how to use his wind chakra.
Uh-huh.
And really, he had just inadvertently helped Naruto with the problem of adding the wind to the Rasengan, because Naruto says it's like looking left and right at the same time, and Kakashi's like, oh well, there's a way to do that, and he's like, what? He goes, he makes a clone, and it says, look, I'm now looking left and right at the same time. And that's where Naruto got the idea from.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And it's debatable. I'm just saying it's debatable. It's not like Kakashi teaching the Chidori to Sasuke.
Well, if you look at it, then Kakashi just really trained Sasuke for a Chidori and nothing else. Yeah, I mean, he did a great deal of stuff for Sasuke, but...
But he also taught Sasuke how to use his Sharingan.
Did he?
Yeah.
Let's see, Kakashi's only really taught Sakura one thing, and that was chakra control. So it makes me wonder, if Kakashi's still alive after the war, do you think he might, try to be a better teacher to Sakura, and at least try to teach her something?
I figure that he will retire.
Fair enough.
I don't think there's anything Kakashi could actually teach them now.
Fair enough.
They are on OP now.
Oh, that one I guess, anyway. Do you think Kakashi might get Obito's other Sharingan eye? You think the eyes might swap a bit? Him getting his old eye back, and him getting the other Sharingan.
Then he has another
That's
scar. He has
debatable,
another
actually.
scar over his other eye. He's like, God damn it!
I don't think he will get. Rather, he can get. Like Obito will say, "See the world through my eyes," and again that stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, that reminds me of a question.
Yes.
Since Sakura is also going to join in with some teamwork with Team 7, whatever comes out of that portal.
Yeah.
What do you think she will? Do you think she will? How far do you think she'll gain in more, revealing more power? You think she'll just fully release her seal? Do you think she'll show some Genju abilities, or do you think she might get Slug Sage mode?
I hope she gets Slug Sage mode. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know how she's gonna gain it, and like not have people bitch, and she just gains it on the fly somehow. But whatever, you know. I hope she gains it.
I think it'd be more logical to gain it after the war, but I can see how she can gain it now, given that she probably had more training with the slugs than we realize. I mean, we've only really seen flashbacks of her training when she fought against Sasori and the Ten Tails clones.
Hey, well, here's another logical explanation. Maybe Naruto actually passes the knowledge, like almost instantaneously to her,
Well,
of how to use it.
remember, Sage mode is different for each kind of thing, because
Yeah,
when it came to Naruto, it had to be, I suppose, I think it was, let's see, chakra for the snake dragon sage mode. It had to be to do with the body. For the slug sage mode, it might be to do with the mind.
yeah.
So
You do have a point there.
I mean, as chat has theorized, I mean, that, who knows, besides.
I guess it's Team 7 teamwork next, so I
Yeah.
doubt if Kakashi will join in, really.
Well, I'm just saying that maybe Naruto speeds up that process.
Possibly.
Maybe.
Anyway,
Maybe he can share his experience
He
with
doesn't
her
make the
and-
process; he just speeds it up.
speaking of Naruto's thing, that ability that Naruto has, and this kind of reminds me, with people calling Sakura useless now that Naruto can pretty much bring body parts back, or something like that, I'm not entirely sure what he can do. I kind of see the situation similar to how when Madara mocked Tsunade with Hashiyama's abilities, and then we saw Tsunade's strength and how it kind of was similar or possibly better than Hashiyama as well. I suppose not better, but it proved Madara wrong, and it might be a similar thing that might happen between Sakura and Madara. How, Madara mocks Sakura for being a weaker ninja than Tsunade and Naruto or something like that.
Mm,
Did that make sense?
yeah, it did. It does have a possibility of happening, but I still doubt it. Because since it's Naruto and Sasuke, Madara is missing, so I doubt he will concentrate on Sakura, since, to be honest, she can get rid of her anytime.
I'm not saying Madara will be completely focused. I believe he probably might make a comment, because Madara was focused on all the 5 Kages, but when he finally gave a bit of attention to Tsunade, she kind of compared him to her grandfather. And I think Madara probably has noticed that Sakura might be Tsunade's pupil.
He might know about that. Or rather, maybe he comes to know about that from this fight.
Uh-huh. Anyway, this will be Sakura's second major biggest fight. I mean, it's not like... second biggest major fight. I mean, it's not like she didn't do any fights after Sasori. There were more skirmishes between the reunions with Sasuke, the encounter with Toby, let's see, the giant centipede, fake Neji, the white Zetsus, and the Ten Tails clones.
Maybe it's her development time now.
Who knows? She might have even fought the swordsman, or at least one of the swordsmen, if only that fight wasn't really skipped for most part. I will say...
No.
What?
Yeah, go on. Sorry.
Because, the fight kind of stopped. We stopped seeing the fight when Zabuza and Haku were beaten, and then next we see that fight is when Kakashi and Sai took down Kizame's predecessor. And we learned that there's 3 Edo ninjas next. I'm sorry, go on.
I kind of expected Chiyo to see Naruto and Sakura and Zabuza to see Naruto. He did ask Kakashi about Naruto, but I expected him to see Naruto because, to be honest, he made a difference to Naruto.
Uh-huh. I must admit, I'm not entirely sure who was going to meet with who with some faces. I did expect Chio and Sakura to meet. I must admit, I do like Sakura's development. I think it's good for most part. Although I do think there should have been like a few more fights she had, at least 2 more before the seal. Like she could have like fought one more Katsuki member and one Edo Tensei. Although one could possibly argue that fight with Toby with the 8-man squad was a fight. And if we get flashbacks of the swordsman battle with her fighting swordsman, I guess we could count that. But who knows?
Maybe. It's like I'm not completely unhappy with her development. It's like, yeah, it's okay. It's nothing to make an issue of.
Yeah. Personally, I don't really care about the number of fights a character makes. I just want her to fight now because people keep on bitching on how she doesn't fight, how she's useless and that. I mainly wanted to fight.
People can make an issue of she cannot fight, but I don't know how she's useless. I don't see her that way because she has done way, way, way more stuff than Hinata.
Yeah. Well, compared to Sasuke and Naruto, everybody's fucking useless.
I mean, you should expect that those 2 characters will get the most out of everything, because when it comes to a shonen manga, it's the main hero that gets the most fights, and the rival that gets the second most. Then the main characters and the biggest side characters get the most screen time, like Kakashi and Sakura, Gaara and Shikamaru and Tsunade, and Killer Bee.
Character?
What?
Isn't Sakura supposed to be a main character?
Yeah, she is a main character. Wait, hold on. I think you didn't quite hear me. I said when it comes to most shonen manga, it's the main hero and the rival that get the most fights.
She's a main character, not the main character.
Yeah, Let's see. It's the main hero and the rival that gets the most fights, followed by the other main characters and major side characters. Like the other main characters that get the most screen time, fights, and development are Kakashi and Sakura. And the other major characters that get major fights are the major side characters and villains such as Obito, Orochimaru, Gaara, and Shikamaru, and Tsunade. And Killer Bee.
So speaking of that, what do you think Team Taka will do now? I mean, Orochimaru and Karin, Jugo, Suigetsu.
Yeah. Well, I think they'll try to go to Sasuke, but there's 2 possibilities. They'll try to go to where Team 7 is, or possibly go to where Spiral Zetsu is and finish their fight with him. I mean, while they did knock him out, he is still up on his feet, and he did look like he was recovering. I mean, and also, we still need to know who's inside that mask, even though it's obvious that it's a Yamato.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I can see 2 showdowns going on. Team 7 versus Madara, and Taka and the Shinobi Alliance versus Spiral Zetsu.
So, what do you guys think? When Naruto set the tail beast free, or like they will go inside him?
I think he intends to free the tail beasts. I think part of the tail beasts inside him. I mean, they have been shown so they can have more than one conscience with, like, Kurama and his 2 halves.
But won't that mean Naruto's dead? Because if you remove the beast from the body, the carrier dies.
No, I'm not saying that the powers inside him will be removed. I'm saying what's left. Let's see what's the main power. I mean, Madara still has the majority of the powers of the tailed beasts. I mean, he will free those. So, am I explaining this right, or are you still confused?
And Kishimoto could easily just have Naruto remove the 9 tails without...
To be honest.
What?
I'm still confused, to be a bit honest.
I'm kind of saying like this. I'm saying that the tailed beast could potentially have more than one conscience, like Kurama's 2 halves.
Yeah,
I mean, there could be the conscience inside Naruto and the conscience that is free.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Well, that might be a possibility.
I mean, that it could be it could also be a way of how the tailed beasts communicate with Naruto.
Maybe.
But
I see this power up as a temporary power up because if you see most of the mangas, a power up like this is quite temporary and not a full fledged power up.
you mean like the mark on Naruto's hands and Sasuke's thing as
Yeah,
well?
when the main thing is dealt with, their power up goes away.
Fair enough. I suppose every shonen hero gets it. I mean, Luffy had this like sort of zombie power shadow thing. I mean, he got 100 shadows and they were gone. Let's see, Ichigo had that final Getsuga Tensho and he lost his powers after that, but he regained them. That's another story. Natsu, I can't... Sorry.
Sorry, you can go on.
Natsu, I don't really know with Natsu. I mean, Natsu pretty much just beats every bad guy he fights in Fairy Tail.
I do think that it's the power up is temporary because they're way too overpowered now. If
No,
they're gonna keep, go on.
I do believe Naruto's going to keep his Senjutsu and Sasuke his Rinnegan.
I know. I don't doubt about that. I'm just talking about the powers which Hagoromo gave them.
Ah, fair enough. Oh, you mean the ones in their hand?
Yeah. Like he can use all the elements. Naruto can use all the elements, and Sasuke is at Tomo Rinnegan. Sasuke might get his Mangekyo Sharingan back, but he might lose his Rinnegan.
I don't think he's going to lose his Rinnegan. I think that stays afterwards. But hold on. Anyway, I believe they're also going to. I believe Sasuke and Naruto will also gain that giant Sasuno and what that kind of creature. I mean that beast mode thing Ashura had. You know, the thing with 6 arms.
Yeah, I got that.
I believe Naruto and Sasuke will have those. And I do think Sasuke will at least only have one Rinnegan, because it seems like that's going to be the only thing he's going to have.
So that means Naruto is gonna keep the Hagoromo's jutsu too, like the.
I think he's going to keep the Senjutsu. I don't think he's going to keep the healing powers, or thingy like that.
But the healing powers come from Hagoromo's power.
Yeah. I'm not saying he... Okay, I'm kind of confusing, and I think I'm losing my voice.
It's quite messed up.
Hold on, I just need to get a glass of water.
Okay, sure. Hey, Scott.
Yeah.
Scott? Oh, why did you become so quiet?
I'm just letting you guys talk.
Oh, you're tired?
No, I'm just letting you guys talk.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, where were we?
Hagoromo's Senjutsu.
Yeah. I believe that Naruto and Sasuke are going to keep the Rinnegan and Senjutsu. I believe they're going to keep those. What other powers they get, they may lose. I do feel they're going to keep. They're also going to get those that giant Sasuno and Beast form thing.
No, the beast form is what Naruto had from the beginning, but the complete Susanoo is what Sasuke didn't have from the beginning.
Yeah, I'm kind of referring to Ashura's kind of beast-like mode. I meant that.
Maybe. Yeah, it is a possibility.
Anyway, I think Naruto will not. I think Naruto's recovery powers might not be permanent. I mean, we don't really know.
No, I doubt about the recovery powers because that power seems to stem from his powers which Hagoromo gave him. So it doesn't make sense, you know?
Right.
Keeping the Senjutsu and taking away the healing powers because they stem from the same chakra.
Well, I think Sasuke's keeping the Rinnegan whether we like it or not. I mean, once you get an eye jutsu, you keep it, unless it gets plucked out of you.
So I guess Naruto has to keep the Senjutsu too, and his healing powers too.
I don't know if he's gonna... I'm not entirely sure. Let's just see what happens. Because I think we're not gonna... What?
Go on.
Because I don't think we're going to come to a full agreement on this discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have got an ending for Naruto. I mean, I was about to tell Scar about that, but I forgot it later. Well, when Naruto and Sasuke battled about it, I mean, in the what do you call that Kage Summit arc,
Yeah. The Kage
Naruto.
arc.
Just a second.
Okay, Naruto what? I
Sorry, sorry, it was my mom. Yeah.
Anyway,
so
you were
it was-
saying Naruto and Sasuke Kage arc.
Yeah. So, when they battled at the Kage Summit arc, Naruto said that maybe after the battle we'll talk as a person. You will not be an Uchiha, and I will not be a Jinchuriki of Kurama. So what I see is everyone's chakra goes to the tree, and the tree remains isolated from Earth. I mean, from the villages, and they all return to being normal humans. That's how they can end the war because Minato stated that as long as the concept of shinobi exists,
So you're
there will be
saying
hatred.
everyone's gonna lose their shinobi powers?
Basically, yeah.
I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't see that happening.
Maybe I'm wrong, but can you put up how?
I think people are going to be more connected with their shinobi powers than what they have now.
Hmm.
In order for people to only lose their shinobi powers, they have to literally go back into the tree, or the ten tails. But if the 10 tails gets destroyed because you split the 9-tailed beast, then you can't really give it back.
Yeah, sorry, Scott. Can you repeat that?
Naruto is going to unite people with the chakra. He's not going to diminish it. It's not going to be wiped out.
I mean, after
But
that,
then-
that's the main goal of
Yeah.
the sage. Use the power of chakra to communicate with people. True, they gotten more violent over the years, but still, that's the main goal.
But then why state that perhaps you will not be an Uchiha and I will not be a Jinchuriki and will talk as a normal human?
I think remember, he says that they may die. He says they may die. I think he's referring to if they die, that's what they're going to be in the next life. That's what they're going to be when in the afterlife. They're going to be something more.
Or they just reincarnate again.
I
That's
guess
something else.
I suppose if it's gonna be afterlife, then that part is fulfilled because they just now met Hagoromo in afterlife.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's basically the social status kind of thing, where like you could be a king or a street sweeper, but in death, it doesn't matter. Your status means nothing. It doesn't matter who you were when you were alive. When you're dead, it doesn't really. It's pointless.
Because I do not really see any ninja losing their powers. I mean, there's always going to be ninja in the world now. Anyway, for what Naruto and Sasuke, if Sasuke and Naruto's powers are permanent, I think they'll lose some powers, but they will also keep certain powers, like Naruto with Senjutsu, Sasuke his Rinnegan.
I still don't think it goes that way because Naruto got his healing powers from basically the same Senjutsu which Hagoromo gave him. So him keeping the other abilities but discarding the healing powers, that's kind of weird.
He might not even keep the tailed beast powers.
For it seems like it's everything or nothing. Like he might keep his original abilities like the Senjutsu and his Senjutsu. Kurama goes away.
If
Basically,
Sasuke keeps his Rinnegan, then Naruto keeps his stuff.
yeah,
Because since they're basically spawned from almost the same source. So whatever the powers they gain from that source, if one of them loses it after a while, then the other one will lose that ability after a while. So that means that
So, what do you guys have to say about the Hiraishi? Will Naruto keep that or lose that?
I think they might lose their marks, but I think they'll still keep their Senjutsu and Rinnegan.
You mean he will unlearn the Hiraishi?
Wait, what? No, the mark on their hands. I think they will fade in time, but the Senjutsu and the Rinnegan they'll keep.
Maybe again. What do you think about the Hiraishi?
The what?
Will he just forget that, or he'll keep the Hiraishi with him?
The Hiraish what?
The Hiraishi.
Yeah, the Thunder
Hiraishi.
God.
Thunder God. The what?
Yeah.
Yeah, Minato's ability. Minato and Tobirama's ability.
Ah.
The Flying Thunder God technique.
I'm not sure. Probably, I think he'll probably have that. I think he'll keep that.
I want Naruto to have that ability for a long time. So,
What more we have got to talk?
Let's see now. Have we discussed the team? Let's see. Have we discussed all the possibilities of Team 7 fighting? Right.
Sorry, can you pardon?
Have we discussed all the possibilities of what Team 7 will do in the fight?
No, I guess.
Anyway, it's possible it might go similar to how their first mission goes. Naruto, Taijutsu, Sasuke, Ninjutsu, Sakura, Genjutsu.
To be honest, can you really think Sakura can hold against Madara with Genjutsu? Because
No, I'm not saying that would be the only thing she'll hold on, but I think that would be a bit of a focus for at some point during the chapter. When their first mission, they had that as an obstacle. I'm saying that they will overcome that obstacle this time. They failed the first time, and this time they'll succeed in that obstacle. That's what I'm saying. It's not going to be the main focus. I mean, it's not going to be... They're not going to use it all the entire time. I mean, Naruto might have an obstacle of Taijutsu, Sasuke an obstacle of Ninjutsu, and Sakura an obstacle of Genjutsu. I think there are even some previews suggesting that the next thing is going to be about that Sharingan technique, the ultimate Genjutsu one.
Yeah, maybe that's a possibility. But if it's Sasuke you're talking about Genjutsu, I understand that, but I really don't see Sakura holding against Madara's Genjutsu. Because, as you know, it's Madara, the king of Okino Jutsus.
We'll have to see. I mean, Sakura has the best chakra control, and that's usually what breaks Genjutsu. And come on, I mean, she's broken the only time when she didn't break Genjutsu because her feelings of Sasuke got in the way. Because Kakashi pretty much used her weakness of Sasuke to knock her out.
Now, I'm not saying that she is not adept at using Genjutsu. I'm saying using Genjutsu against someone as adept as Madara is something I find a bit...
Well, I'm not saying Sakura might use Genjutsu on Madara, but I'm saying she more like break free from Madara's Genjutsu.
That would be awesome, though. Yeah, really, that would be awesome.
We'll wait and see.
So, Sasuke, what is this
Fuck him.
idiot gonna do?
Fuck him. Kill him until there's nothing left, and let him die in agony.
I honestly
that's what he has for you.
I've honestly gotten annoyed with all the Sasuke hate. I mean, I don't really care now if he's the worst written character in existence or the best. The hate is just getting out of hand. It's so goddamn annoying. I'm not referring to yours, James, because because there's no stopping you. I'm just kind of referring to everything else. I mean, it's always Sasuke. Everyone talks about Sasuke more than Naruto, for heaven's sake.
I'm just pissed off at what Kishi has done with Sasuke's character.
I'm pissed off at Sasuke.
I hate. I can't even describe why I hate him. I can't. I mean I can, but
If you did, we'd be here forever.
he's just. It's so. I mean, the best way I could put it, it's so fucking easy for him in this whole entire manga. He could do anything he wants to, and everyone will still forgive him. He gets powers on a whim. He gets away with stuff on a whim. I mean, it's not even like fair sometimes.
Hold on. I think I think for the Sasuke getting 3 powers, I think that's the point now. Naruto works for his powers, Sasuke gains them. Naruto in the end triumphs, showing that hard work's past his natural genius, although some would argue that Naruto is no longer a hard worker, blah blah blah, but I still think he is. I suppose.
Yeah,
I mean, truthfully, I think the only power that he's really being given as a gift is one from the sage. I mean, for all the other...
I don't mean free powers as in what he's destined to inherit. I'm talking about free powers is that he just so happens to have that one ability that just so happens to get him out of that one situation, and then in another situation, it's nothing. I mean, it's like he doesn't even use it, doesn't even have knowledge of it, and all of a sudden he just gets owned. You know, everyone always say that Sasuke's so powerful. He's so powerful. He's so powerful, but he gets his ass handed to him several times. That I'm like, I question how he can be this powerful. Like, I mean, Orochimaru's like, oh, he's powerful enough to be almost as powerful as Madara was before all his alterations. I'm like, how? Like, how can you really say that when, you know, he just got stabbed by his sword, and that's it. That's what took him out.
Well, Naruto's gotten a few beat-ups himself during the thing, but...
And that's another thing. Sasuke wasn't even part of this battle for, like, a good 3/4 of it. He only showed up, like, at the last stretch of it, and like you want me to believe that he's automatically exhausted from all that? Really? After all that talking, he's like, oh, I'm so exhausted, I can take a stab one to the chest and I'll be dead. Okay, Naruto has been fighting all the Zetsus. He's been fighting
Edo
clones.
Tenseis.
He's been fighting Edo Tenseis. He fought all the tail beasts. He fought all the Jinchurikis of the tail beasts. He fought Obito with the Rinnegan abilities. He's fought Obito with the Jubi abilities. He hasn't stopped fighting ever since he got into this war, and Sasuke has been basically strolling around like nothing. Hell, he didn't even do all that much during the Kabuto fight. That was all Itachi.
Maybe Sasuke just has less. I suppose Sasuke does. Well, I believe Sasuke always did have the least stamina.
I mean, like it's just like the power that he's gained is really just because the plot needed him to be that way. I mean, it's absolutely amazing that Sasuke just so much of his story is just basically, it's not because it's a natural transition, it's because the plot needed him to do it.
Are you saying Naruto's more of a plot-driven story or a character, or you think it's both?
Naruto's story is character-driven. What he does, everything that he is, that's the plot of it. You know? Sasuke, it's the other way around. The plot dictates what Sasuke needs to be. Oh, we just so like okay, Sasuke. Oh, I want to destroy the Konoha village, but nobody's at the Konoha village, and it's going to be kind of weird for him to go to Konoha village and nothing happen because Naruto is right now too busy dealing with Obito and Madara. Okay, well, the plot's like, okay, well then we need Sasuke. We need you to do something else. Oh, look, there's Itachi. Yeah, go follow Itachi while we're doing this. You know, and then the whole Itachi thing happens, and it's like, okay, that's over. What do you want me to do now?
Anyway.
Oh, well, you still want to do the whole Konoha thing? Yeah? Well, we're not ready yet for that, so why don't you find some other lame excuse reason to not destroy Konoha because you need some kind of answers.
Okay, anyway, what was the other issues you were having with Sasuke besides the power-up ones? I've forgotten now, because there was something else I wanted to say, but I can't remember. What was all the issues you said to Sasuke again, besides the...
People are too easy to forget. Like Naruto,
That's the
especially.
one.
Just
That's
too
the
easy
one
to
here.
forgive him.
You remember the interview with Kishimoto, right? How he says Sasuke's things are pure, and how he says his actions should not be forgiven so easily. Something like that. I think while many say Sasuke's going to get off scot-free, I think Mr. Kishi does have some plans of Sasuke getting some form of punishment.
Well, it better be good, because this is absolute bullcrap. I mean, the whole thing with Naruto saying, "Oh, he's my best friend. He's the best friend ever." I'm like, you haven't convinced me of that. I mean, everything that you've shown Sasuke doing was always, I want to kill Naruto. I want to destroy Konoha. I want revenge. I want this. You have Sasuke being like hating everybody, hating himself, hating everything, but you want me to expect him that he has some emotional connection with Naruto because you tell me to?
Well, I will say when Sasuke, during the Kage Bridge thing in the Kage arc, Sasuke asking why you did all this thing for me, and when I said, "'Cause we're friends." That look in Sasuke, I do feel like that was a look of touch. I feel like Sasuke was touched by that. I feel like Sasuke did have some sort of friendship feelings there. Am I explaining this right?
When?
Yeah,
hold on. I'm trying to let me find the chapter.
Can I say something?
Hold on.
Go ahead.
But Sasuke never denied his friendship with Naruto. He did say that he was the most important bond he had, and he's now cutting it because he wants power.
So he has it, but he doesn't want it.
Yeah.
I think he acknowledges that it's there, but I think I think he acknowledges that it's there, but I think he also finds it a weakness of sorts to some cases. Mainly
he
when
doesn't deserve it.
Well, when Sasuke does become like the good guy again, think of it this way: he better become the best friend. He better act like a best friend. Like let's see, how do I explain this? Right. Anyway, I'm just nearing the.
And the whole rivalry thing, come on. Okay, no, it's not a rivalry. That's not it's supposed to be on paper, but it's not really a rivalry, okay? Goku and Vegeta was a rivalry. Vegeta wanted to kill Goku because he wanted to be the stronger Saiyan. That's a rivalry. This is Sasuke's thinking, I'm going to kill Naruto because I am the better ninja, because I am the greatest of them all, not because I want to be. I mean, that's really what it. I mean, part one, there was a rivalry.
Complex.
Don't get me wrong. Part one, there was a rivalry. When it came to part two, Sasuke, he didn't care. I am the strongest. I am everything. And then he was surprised that he couldn't keep up with Naruto. He was surprised that Naruto was powerful. So it always come up as a surprise of him not accepting that Naruto isn't equal, but it just so happened that that Naruto wasn't equal, and that pissed him off.
Anyway, I was referring to chapter 486, Fists, page 14. Naruto goes like, "Because I'm your friend," and I feel like the panel underneath with Sasuke showed him kind of touched. I was referring to that as one of the real bonding moments of part two. Besides the smiling, they're both smiling against when they landed a hit on Obito, but no.
Oh, you mean the same Psycho Sasuke that's like, I want to kill everybody?
Yeah, hold on. When he goes like, "What? What the?" Well, I'm not saying the word. "Is wrong with you? Why do you care about me so much?" And Naruto goes like, "Because I'm your friend." And then there's the next panel where Sasuke seems very touched by this. I think at the time Sasuke is touched by Naruto's friendship, but at the same time he's also gets very frustrated because he doesn't want the bond. But I think
he doesn't cherish it.
I think he cherishes it to some extent, but I think due to his hatred, he wants to like. I'm probably not the best guy to explain this.
Neither is Kishi, because I still don't get it.
I remember, there is, by the way, let's see, Megumi 0505, you know her, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think she's called Nezumi on Skype.
Get to the point.
I believe she found this thing that kind of explains Sasuke's character a bit. If you want, I can try and find the link.
Hey Scott.
Can't you just... What?
No, for how much time is this podcast gonna last?
Oh no, I'm just.
I don't know. It's depending on what point Blue Star wants to say
Hold
here.
on, I'm trying to find it.
Oh, okay, because my mom's really bugging me now.
Okay, hold on. It's something called the Red. Hold on, let's type it on the. If if you want, we can end the podcast now, and I can continue this discussion with James without you. 256. Join us to.
I'll like to hear this, and then I'll quit the podcast.
Geranium?
I can't say it. Jin Raden Okama no Yakihai. Apparently, it's a story that's similar to Sasuke's, or something like that, or one of the possible stories Sasuke's based off on. I haven't read it myself, but apparently it explains Sasuke's character a bit better. Because apparently it made her fall in love with Sasuke's character a lot better, a lot more after when it came to the whole Itachi, Sasuke, and Finn making his own decisions. And I don't know, you need to talk to her yourself about it. Anyway, I think that's all I have to say.
Yeah.
I didn't explain anything, did I?
Okay then.
No, I'm not gonna love Sasuke no matter what.
Fair enough. Well, I suppose that's...
I could think of, like, okay, all the examples that people have ever given me on why Sasuke is not as bad as I think of making it is, I could think of better examples where another writer has done the same exact thing, but better, and actually has shown the reason why this character. Like, why not have Sasuke throughout the story struggle with these thoughts every now and then, not just,
Well, there's one problem. I will say I do have some problems with how Sasuke was written, but they're not as big as yours. But I will say that one problem is that we never really get to see Sasuke's thoughts. It's usually ambiguous of what he's thinking. That could... That's one problem. Anyway, go on.
It doesn't...
Hey Scott.
What?
Can I quit the podcast now?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can.
Okay then.
Thanks
Bye
for telling
guys.
us.
Bye.
Really enjoyed the podcast.
Okay, I enjoyed it too, even though we did have a few.
I'll try this up as early as possible.
Oh, that's fine. Okay then. Bye guys. Have a good day.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, as I was saying.
Go. So, did you like Sasuke back then, or did you still hate him back then, or did you at least tolerate his existence?
I respected him. Okay? I understood him better back then than I do him now. Now he's just fucking confusing. Now I just want to call him an emo crybaby. That's basically what Sasuke is now. He just cries because he doesn't get his way. Well, fuck you. Gaara didn't get his way either. I mean, seriously, I love the pictures of Gaara just slapping the shit out of Sasuke because Sasuke's like, oh, my clan hated it. And, it's just like, oh, my clan's gone. I had all my shit. And, Gaara's like, oh, yeah? Well, my clan fucking hated me. They wanted me dead. They used me as a weapon. At least you had fucking loving parents. My father didn't give a shit about me. My sister didn't give it, or brother, I guess, depending on which version you're. They didn't give a fuck about me. They didn't care. They don't care. They didn't care about me whatsoever. I had to go through so much traumatic everything just to get to the point where I am. And it took Naruto to do it. Then you coming in, oh, my clan is dead, my brother killed my clan. Shut the fuck up, will you? Just shut the fuck up.
I think possibly anyway, I'll probably send you that link of what I was trying to tell you about sooner. But anyway, from what I'm telling, I think you need a proper discussion with Mr. Kishi in order to understand Sasuke.
It's well, okay. I need to have a proper discussion with Kishi about writing a character. Because apparently you can write Naruto okay, you can write Sakura okay, you can write everyone else okay, but when it comes to fucking Sasuke, everything just fucking stops. Character development goes into the toilet because Sasuke shows up on the scene, and that is a big problem with this story, is the fact that Sasuke just stunts everything in the story, and it shouldn't do that. It shouldn't really do that, and it sucks. It absolutely sucks, and it's even worse when the fans get into this bull crap, because all they ever want to talk about is how Sakura loves Sasuke, even though, again, this chapter just proved that she wasn't. But they want to continue to doing that. I'm like, oh my god.
Personally, if you want to know my opinion on Sasuke, I love him and I hate him.
I love to hate him. That's hate to love and love to hate him, like a broken record player. I'm not fucking kidding. Why is Sasuke even in this war at all? What is the point of him being here?
The point.
Really, what what was his reason to join this war?
Let's see. Well, I believe that this might not convince you, but I believe he does have the goal of trying to kill the tailed beasts, or of, like, eliminating the Akatsuki, because I believe he does see them as a threat to their plans. His plans.
He never did before.
Well, at the time they had similar goals. I suppose you could say.
Bullshit. That means that's just telling me two things. Sasuke is fucking gullible. And he's stupid. He's a lot dumber than you take him for. Oh, he's so smart. He's so smart. He's so smart. If he was so smart, he wouldn't be doing this shit in the first place. He would have stayed in Konoha, where he had everything at his fingertips. The ladies loved him. People respected him. But no, he gave it all up for revenge. Yeah, pretty smart there, Sasuke. Good job. And you want me to feel sorry for this motherfucker? No. No, that's not a victim of circumstance. That is a victim of stupidity. A victim of their own decision-making. And they did it to themselves.
Well, did Kishimoto ever say you're supposed to sympathize with Sasuke? Did he say it?
I'm not talking about Kishimoto here. I'm talking about Sasuke.
I'm probably the worst person to try and defend Sasuke when it comes to you, man.
The best kind of... Okay, when it comes to writing, okay, here's a secret. I'm going to let you all in a little secret. When it comes to telling a story, the most effective way is to create characters that you can at least somewhat relate to in any sort of way. The more realistic emotions that you give them, the more likely it is for you to connect with them. But because Sasuke is so unpredictable with his emotions, if he even has emotions to begin with, you know, he's so unpredictable in them. I don't know what the fuck this guy's thinking. I don't know where he's going. None of the characters know what he's doing. I don't even know if Sasuke knows what he's doing at this point in time.
You know, I'm a bit curious of what you're going to be like.
Half the time seeing this guy, like, sitting here like, okay, what do I do now? And then pulls out the script from his back pocket and says, oh, okay, so I'm supposed to go to Konoha and talk to Hashirama. All right. And then, you know, give me a freaking break.
You know, I'm wondering what you're going to be like when we finally do get what Sasuke wants.
It better be for the best goddamn reason I have ever seen in the history of writing, because there is nothing that Sasuke can say to me at this point in time to convince me that this guy, that everything that he's done up to this point has a logical reasoning behind it.
Curious, I have to ask, what if Sasuke still wants to destroy Konoha, but also rebuild it?
Rebuild it in what? Nazi Germany?
I guess.
Is he gonna have the Uchiha flag flying with like, burn all the Senjus, put them in concentration camps?
I don't. I have no idea.
Or is he gonna be more like a Joseph Stalin kind of thing? We shall build this a giant iron curtain.
I have to. Anyway, I can't remember. Say, didn't you in Twilight Links kind of discuss that how what Kishimoto did with Sasuke in the Kage arc was due to fans wanting Sasuke to be a bit darker?
Yeah.
So how do you feel about this? If Sasuke, instead of like going completely dark, he didn't want to destroy, well, he still wanted to kill the elders, but he would have attacked anyone that got in his way. How do you feel about that?
He will attack anyone that if he was more like, oh, I have a mission to do, and if anybody gets in my way, I'm just gonna go right through you.
I suppose you could say his main goal is not to destroy Konoha, but to kill the elders, but he will kill anyone that gets him in his way. How does that sound?
That's reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
That just shows that he has a clear goal, and he's not discriminatory, like, oh, just because you fly under this flag, I have to kill you. It's not like that,
Mm-hmm. I take it if that happened, his story would have been much better.
It would have been easier to swallow and understand it. Yes.
Uh-huh.
I'm not saying it would have been perfect, because because nothing is perfect, but it would have been a lot easier to accept than it is now. And it would actually make a better transition from I want to kill off the Konoha elders to I want to rebuild. I know what's right, what Konoha really needs, and I want to remove the people in charge to put myself in that position to be the one to make those decisions, because apparently they're leading us to ruin. Because that's something similar to what happened in Man of Steel with General Zod, who again went into the High Council meeting of Krypton and says, these people have left us to ruin. Now we're going to take it back. We're going to be the ones to save Krypton, and not these people. That would have made so much sense. In fact, it would be a split image of Man of Steel when it comes to that manga between Naruto and Sasuke, with Naruto being... In fact, you can even have Sasuke being like, we're both of the same blood, join me, and we can rule everything together. And Sasuke and Naruto's like, no, we have to rule through love, not through control or power. That's not how you do it. That would have been a so much better story aspect, and actually keep the bonds between these two characters toe and toe. But no.
Well, I guess. I guess we now know. Well, I've been wondering that myself, because if I ever write a story and have a rival, I'm probably gonna make him do that. That is what I ever do, write a story.
And then, Naruto does something or ruins one of Sasuke's plans, and Sasuke gets pissed off and says, I asked you to join me, but you're always against me. Now I have no choice but to go through you. And that's fine. And then, even make him go crazier and be like, now I'm just going to destroy everything that you care about, since you destroyed everything I cared about. That makes fucking sense, okay? That makes sense. But have this, Sasuke just be like, if anybody besides Naruto tells me a story, I'm going to change my heart completely.
Uh-huh.
And don't even get me started on you fans out there. You fans that want to, just... Oh, God. Oh, Sasuke's story is so tragic. You've been through so much, but Obito is full of shit? Really?
I personally think every character's been through so much shit. Personally.
This is why I like Obito's story better, because at least, even if you hate the reason why it's because of Rin, so what? At least it's a better reason than Sasuke has at the moment. It's better than all the reasons Sasuke has at the moment for what he's doing. And it makes sense that here's Madara, the biggest bad guy, who's basically been manipulating everything behind the scenes. That makes so much sense. It's amazing. It's great. I mean, it's a stretch to the imagination, but you know what? It works in the story. It works. It's okay. If that's how you want to establish Rikishi, that is fine. But don't just go like, "Hi, I'm Sasuke. Oh, look, a penny. Hey, you know what? I have a new sensation of hope in me."
So besides Sasuke and Hinata, the story of Naruto is pretty damn amazing, right?
Dude, like Naruto's story is like an 8 out of 10 to me, because there's so many fucking problems with it. If you took out Hinata and Sasuke, and not for pairing war reasons, I mean just actual story reasons to make them, like, just to get them out of the way and take away all the, like, fluff that doesn't really matter, the story would be a 10 out of 10.
I see.
Hell, you know what? I even said this one time in a couple posts. I go, you know what would make the story so much better? If the story was if Sasuke and Obito reversed roles. If Sasuke was the one that Madara got to and wanted to use him as a conduit, while Obito was that wandering person trying to find answers in life and ends up like joining Naruto, believing in something much stronger, because after Rin died, he felt like a failure the whole time. And he wanted revenge for Rin's death. So he goes on this vendetta to go after all the people that caused Rin to die. And then he goes after Kakashi, who he believes was doing it. But then Naruto is the one that actually change his mind and be like, revenge is not going to bring the loved ones you care about back. It doesn't help. It's just going to lead to more emptiness. And then Obito's like, you're right, Naruto. Let's fight these bitches together.
Sadly, Sasuke's Madara's next life, so not really. But I suppose it's funny. The funny thing is, Madara even commented that Sasuke would have been more suitable for him.
Thank you. Even the manga supports my thing. Thank you. See? Man, if I had a quarter for every time. People think I'm nuts. People are like, "Oh, you're stupid. You're stupid, James. You don't know anything. You're just being so angry and just hate the character, so you want something different." Well, here's the manga telling you to fuck off.
Truthfully, the only time I've seen you angry is with Sasuke and Hinata. Everyone else is just about Naruto in general.
There's nothing. Okay, Sakura's story. Great. I can understand the transition. I don't want her just to fall in love with Naruto so quickly like that. Otherwise, the love would be variable. I want to see her go from that transition of being in love with Sasuke to changing her heart, then to loving Naruto. That's great. That is development. That's how love is. Really. That really is how love can happen in real life, is that you sometimes hate these people, and then it's just like, she didn't really hate Naruto. She just liked him because she thought he was annoying. But when she started seeing Naruto for who he really is, she loved him.
Mm-hmm.
And when she started seeing Sasuke for who he really is, she hates him. Well, not hate him, but
This doesn't trust him.
Yeah, she doesn't trust him. So that's a beautiful transition. That is an amazing transition, especially for a story like this. Naruto, okay, I'm a loser. Okay, now what is now? Now I'm a loser god. I inherited god powers because I'm the god of losing.
Well, I'd say I think it's more of he can use those powers, but he had to work for them.
Okay, but I'm just kidding. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying his story was great. It's only when fucking Sasuke came into the scene, or when the topic went straight to Sasuke, everybody's fucking development just took a nosedive. Just nosedived it right into the ground. Everybody. We can't make Sasuke look better, so we just lower everyone else's bar. Oh, and Hinata? Yeah, we did it with Hinata too. We can't make Hinata look any better than she is, So what do? Let's lower everyone else's bar and development just to make hers look higher.
Or just not include them at all.
That's why I have a problem with 615. It's not the stupid pairing moments that everyone keeps talking about. It's about the fact that what it took to create such a moment. You literally made Naruto like give up on life despite the fact that many people telling him not to and trust in his friends, and then all of a sudden he's like, I can't do anything.
Well, I will. I do not. Well, I do believe there are many problems with the chapter. I will give credit for the fact that for the first time ever, one of his comrades from his age died right in front of him. I'll
Yeah,
give
and
credit to
people
that.
were mad at that. Even though these are the same people that are like, oh, no one important dies. No one ever important dies.
I honestly
No one
enjoyed
important dies.
Neji's death. I honestly enjoyed it. I think it was pretty good.
They wanted Tenten to die. And Tenten wasn't important. That's pretty
I'd
sad.
say-
Not important enough to die.
I think she can die, but I think it would be more of a demonstration of power, you know. I'm not. Do you still read Bleach? Or wait, do you not read Bleach? I forget.
I don't know. I haven't read Bleach. Blah, 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 blah. I haven't
Anyway.
read Bleach in a while.
Anyway, during the Blood War, one of the lieutenants, Captain Kuro, was used as a demonstration for the ruthlessness of the Quincy's, and he ended up being killed. In fact, the same could be said about Yamamoto's lieutenant as well. 2 lieutenants ended up getting killed to show how powerful the Quincy's were. I suppose if Tenten was to die, it would be sort of like that kind of thing, although I think she's going to end up becoming a wild, never seen on screen, capable Kunoichi and Lee's. I suppose you could say possibly Lee's wife.
Ooh, Hinata?
No, Tenten and Lee.
Oh.
Yeah, Lee 10.
Well, now that Neji's gone.
Well, I think Tenten has always shown some. I think some say that Tenten should show some jealousy with Lee and Sakura, and she did blush at Lee at the end of the part 1. I will say I was a Neji 10 shipper, and I don't know why. I think it's because everyone else just shipped them together. Although
I just shit my pants.
I think that's kind of what I first started when I came to shipping Naruto. The popularity of the ships got into me until I actually saw what the fandom was really like, which is yuck, by the way. I honestly come to despise this fandom. Almost as much as the Star Wars, but that's another story. But, yeah. So anyway, I think So, should we end the podcast now?
Yeah, I really have nothing else to talk about.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm probably gonna do an M blog about the writer versus the writer versus the reader kind of thing.
You mean like you did when you would say, is Sakura a badly written character or Hinata's a badly written character? You're gonna do one of those?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me when you do it, because I want to listen to your thoughts. Even though I've heard them.
It's gonna be a little bit different. It's not about like what's Kishi's writing style versus what the reader takes it. It's more like it's a little bit deeper, but it's somewhat about what the writer thinks versus what the reader thinks, or what is the writer trying to convey versus what the reader is trying to think he's trying to convey.
Uh-huh. Anyway, besides Sasuke, you find Kishimoto a decent writer, don't you?
Yeah.
You know, I'm a bit curious of what you'd be like with Sanji in One Piece. If you read one, you're more or less One Piece. Anyway, I suppose we should just. Anyway,
What do you mean, like what kind of?
Anyway, I suppose we should just say goodbye for.
What do you mean, like how his character's written?
It's Sanji. Yeah, he's become. I suppose you could say, in a sense, Sanji's pervertedness got very much worse over time.
Then again, One Piece is not to be taken seriously whatsoever, so I really didn't.
True.
You know, this is not like Naruto where it actually does have serious
Yeah.
tones in it, and One Piece is kind of like all over the place.
I really enjoy it. I don't know, for some reason I really enjoy it when people criticize One Piece, because how the fans annoy me. But
And
anyway,
don't even get me started on Gurren Lagann.
alright, fair
Don't
enough.
you
I
even...
don't.
Gurren Lagann is one of the series that I was like,
I don't even know about that series, but anyway. I think if you read Punk Hazard, you might find Sanji despicable.
Whatever.
Anyway, we should sign off because we're not because I think we've done enough.
Yeah. What do you think is going to happen in the future?
Well, I believe Team 7, we're going to get some Team 7 action, that's for sure.
A threesome. I don't know.
well, team up. Finally, I've dreamed so long. I've predicted that they would face Madara. I suppose some would complain that Saku's not strong enough, hasn't shown enough. I will say, I would have liked she at least fought one more Akatsuki member and possibly shown to fight an Edo Tensei. Although I did say, I'm not sure if you can count the time when the teams fought against Obito and whether or not she did fight in the swordsman battle, but who knows. I mean, after all, I think Sakura's development is pretty perfect, although I think we could have seen her fight more, but that's another talk.
Yeah, like we totally need to see that Mifune versus Hanzo fight.
Well, I guess it explained why there were less samurai than ninjas, but I don't know. I think day one was rushed, because in volume 57, I think he was told he needed to hurry up and get Naruto back in, because there's not much Naruto appearing, although I think he did a bit of a cross line when he wrote that, but who knows. Next time I look at the volume, I'll type what it said, but I do feel like day one was rushed. Do you feel like day one was rushed?
Of what? Wait.
Of the war. You know, the war. The Edo Tensei fights. Do you feel like that was rushed?
Yes and no.
I take it some parts made sense, some didn't.
Yeah.
I definitely
and some parts were really unnecessary.
I felt like the fights with Sai and Kankuro against Sasori and Deidara, Kakashi against Salbazar, Team 10 against Asuma made sense, and I'd say the one with Hanzo wasn't really needed. The Golden Civil Brothers needed to some extent, mainly for the Ten Tails bit, but I felt like we could have had characters more than just Daru facing them when we did get Team 10, but I suppose other named characters. Am I making sense?
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah. Anyway, we should probably say goodbye now to the listeners, because I think they're probably going to get tired by this point.
Yeah. Hey, good thing 4Life wasn't here. Whoops, did I say that out loud? I'm just kidding. Miss you, 4Life. Wonder what he would have had to say about this.
I don't know. Anyway, I'm Bluestarsaber signing off.
And that it's Bluestarsaber, NaruSaku 256, who had to leave early, but that's okay. And I'm James S. Cassidy saying, keep calm and hate Sasuke even more.
Or love him, depending on who you are.
No, hate him. I demand that you hate him. You must hate him. You must hate him!